Welcome to Official Strongman, Ireland's Strongest Man 2023. We are all set up here for an incredible competition, and I'm glad to be joined by David Warner, who has put his life and soul into this competition in the last little while. How are you feeling that it's finally all set up and ready to go?
Well, this morning hasn't gone smoothly at all. It was everything, unfortunately, in an environment like this where we're using a gym. Those classes happening before us, as you saw last night. And then I walked in this morning, there was a class happening across the carpet, the kit that we laid out already. But no, it's a busy gym. We're at GEHQ up here in Ballymoney, and the place is flat out. So it's a great venue, and I've run a lot of shows from here. But the gym's kind of changed a little bit in terms of what it's become. So next year, bigger venue.
That is one of the things I know you've been saying to me since trying to get this, because you haven't had a huge amount of time to organise this. Your plans for next year are even bigger.
Well, saying I haven't had a lot of time to organise it is saying I haven't given myself enough time. It's nobody else's fault but my own, so I have to take that squarely on the chin. However, I think we're going to have a great competition today. The lineup we've got is phenomenal. It's probably the best lineup of strength athletes we could ever ask for at this current time. I know there's a couple of injuries and a dropout, and these things happen. But overall, whoever wins today is going to be a worthy champion to go forward to Britain's Strongest Man.
And like you were saying about the athletes, these really are the cream of the crop. There are 10 of the best athletes Ireland has ever had.
Exactly. I mean, we're sat here watching the current Ireland Strongest Man, Killian Groom, warm up alongside Matthew McKeegan, who's probably one of the, well, he is, never mind probably, he's one of the best 105 players on the planet. He's an unbelievable athlete. And in the mix there, we've got Big Jack Harkin, we've got the Doyle brothers, we've got the new guy.
The new guy?
So we're all looking to see him. We've got Big Kyle McGowan. You know, it's just so exciting. Rory O'Hagan and Jay Buckley, all these guys. A big respect to them all as well for showing up there, because it takes a big man to come up and compete against all others. And you know, you know yourself how much nonsense is chatted online. We've seen plenty of it this week. It's had an impact on a lot of people. But look, I have said it from the start, the best man from this competition will go through to Britain's Strongest Man. That opportunity is open. They are now 2 shows away from getting to Worlds if they're good enough.
That is a crazy prospect for any of these guys. I don't, like, there's some in here like Pa and Killian that have sort of touched on that, and Pa's obviously gone to Worlds.
Yep.
But for most of these guys, it would have been a dream, and now it's finally possible. And it's quite a short route. It's a tough route, but it's a short route.
This is the shortest route. Well, you know, thank you as well. You know, just while you raise that subject, you know, I have to give thanks to the whole the Giants Live organisation has also in its huge resume of things that it is involved with, and it is trying to positively promote with Strongman. We have Official Strongman. And Official Strongman has done phenomenal things over the years. So thanks to Darren Sadler in particular and Colin Bryce, who have put a lot of time, a lot of effort and a huge amount of money. And you know, this isn't something that is done for their imminent financial gain, but what it's doing is it's creating a platform for guys to have a clear and validated straight through to the highest level. You know, and it's proving that.
This is one of the things that obviously the hype behind this competition has been, I don't know, for me it's been more than any other Giants Live or Official Strongman. There's been so much hype building up to this. But one of the things that has come back from fans and especially the athletes alike is that they're so grateful to Official Strongman for giving this opportunity. Yeah. Now I know you guys, you sort of tried to get started back in 2019, but then COVID put a stop to all that.
Well, you know, I've always been the man to, I've been the appointed man to try and make things happen here in Ireland for the athletes. And we have run a variety of competitions, not just this one. We ran an Irish Strongman Games, which was a qualifier for Europe's and I think the World, the OSG. And it was quite a successful show. We ran it down in Dublin a few years ago. And I'd love to get those things rocking and rolling. Matty Costello, great friend of mine and co-promoter, we rub shoulder to shoulder. We're trying to rub off each other to make these things bigger, better for the athletes. You know, If anybody thinks we're sat here counting the pounds at the end of the day, they really, it really isn't the case.
I think you count the pounds going out of your account rather than going into it.
That's what my accountant keeps telling me. Why do you keep doing these things? But you know what? I was lucky enough through my career of strength to work, to train and to get the opportunities alongside some great people. And I feel almost obliged to pass that on if I can in one small way. And the opportunity that is extended to me through the official strongman route is this, which I'm very grateful for. And like I said, Darren and Colin have worked very, very hard to build the phenomenon that is Giants Live. And if you've anybody that's ever been to one of those shows, you know you can't be anything but breathtaking by even just sitting in the farthest away seats.
Always so impressive. There's so much goes into it compared to, like, a lot of promoters do a lot of different things, but I think everyone, if you want entertainment and the top level athletes, everyone just thinks Giants Live every time.
Well, I'm totally biased, you know, man, because obviously I've been with Giants Live since Darren and Colin joined forces, and I don't think I've missed more than 2 shows. And I'm always there, you know, helping out, refereeing, doing whatever's needed. You know what I mean? I just love being involved. It's a huge privilege, and it's something that I massively enjoy. And you know, it's a big part of my life, huge part of my life. So long may it continue, and long may it continue to grow. But that's where Official Strongman comes into it, because Official Strongman is creating the opportunity. If you look at World's Strongest Man, the final, even last year, Matt Ragg, Kodiaka, Evan T-Rex. Who else have we got in there? Schoonwinkel.
Yeah.
I think there's probably somebody else in there as well. But all of those guys sitting in the final of World's Strongest Man. Yeah. Where did they come from? Official Strongman.
Yeah.
You know, it speaks volumes.
It is. It's like, for anybody that's sort of going, oh well, this is Official Strongman, that's Giants Live. It's not. They bleed so quickly into each other that if you perform at Official Strongman, you know, you're going to get your chance.
We've already seen it. I mean, Giants Live are not shy at creating opportunities, and some of them are a moment's notice. I mean, Killian got drafted in, and having not done any significant official strongman or anything of the shows, but he was seen to be, I suppose, next to par, the premier strongman in Ireland. So they gave him an opportunity at very short notice. He came, he did his best. I felt so sorry for him because I know what he could have done had he had some more time to prep.
Of course, proper.
So, but he now is a known face on the circuit, and everybody's asking, is he coming back? Is he coming back? And today we'll see.
And we might see him get back today. Yeah. Well, I know we've got less than 10 minutes before you're getting rocking and rolling, so I'm going to leave you to it because I know you've got a busy day. Yeah. But thanks very much for having a chat with us.
Just before I go, I just want to say a big thank you to you. I know you've done an awful lot of work there promoting this and doing the interviews with the lads and everything like that. Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Do you know what? It's a privilege to work with you guys and just work within the sport. I love it. I think everyone involved is just so passionate, and it's great.
I think we have a bit of a brotherhood thing going on, don't we, for definite. So, but I really want to say on air, I do appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you so much.
Sport massively, and also to our sponsors, HR Labs and Matthew McKeegan, MK Strength and Fitness. He's jumped on as a sponsor as
well.
So,
GHQ here themselves.
GHQ, I mean, they are so kind to me to let me use this facility and do all this here. So thank you to them always. They are great people, and again, they're almost family.
Well, thank you very much, Dave, and have a great day. Enjoy yourself out there, and we'll chat again.
Lovely. Oh, there we are.
So, I'm privileged to be joined today by, of course, Thor, who's been on before, and I know she's a favourite of the people out there.
Hey, guys.
And then Chris McNaughton. Thanks very much for joining us.
No issues at all. Thanks for having me.
First time on the commentary desk. How are you feeling?
Good. This keeps me busy. I've been up today watching the show anyway, but now I have a job. Normally it's refereeing, which is a bit lonely, but at least I get to talk to people all day.
How are we going to be set here? Are you going to be screaming, not even realising, and just screaming motivation?
I had AC/DC on the way up the road, and I'm pumped for this show. I sort of had to remind myself, Chris, you're not competing today. But
calm down.
I'm so pumped for this here. I honestly think this is going to be. This is the Ireland's strongest man that we have needed for so long. And see, when you're even talking to the athletes, they're excited because they're starting to see the future of strongman in Ireland is actually coming together and happening again.
I was saying there to Dave, to be in a situation where these guys are 2 wins or 2 performances away from World's Strongest Man. That's an incredible route.
Yeah. It's insane. And there's a lot of hungry boys here. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of hungry boys. There's a lot of good athletes. When have you seen a lineup in Ireland's Strongest Man like this here?
I was going to say, there's probably hasn't been a lineup like this where actually you don't really know what the top 3 are going to be. It just depends on how everyone gets on. Normally for every other comp, there's kind of your clear runaways with it, and then there's a nice little bottom pack there. Whereas for this, no one's really in that bottom pack.
There's not. There's even the guys that are, you would sort of go, well, they're probably a little bit outsiders. They're not really. They're still in with a great shout, and they could do great on the day.
They have great events for them as well. So they'll definitely, especially when there's 10 people in the comp, you'll have people like that kind of sneaking in, getting in between lads, fucking shit up essentially.
Messing things up, Jade.
Messing things up, sorry.
But, so a lot of people did mention this. Are you going to be able to stay professional and unbiased today? I think we know the answer.
I'll do my best. I obviously haven't commentated at a comp that Jack has been, a serious comp that Jack's been doing, so we'll do our best not to.
You're worrying about me screaming and getting
I sound like I'm possessed when I chat with Jack. The first, when he won Republics, I was obviously recording his videos, and I was shouting at him, and his uncle was watching them back, and he said to his cousin, he was like, "Who is that shouting?" Kieran was like, "Oh, that's Jade." And he was like, "Just, she'd be a great one to move cattle." I sounded like a demon in the fucking background of the videos.
So we will be getting going shortly. I would say to anyone that is watching on the live stream, I always say this at the start, if there is any issues with the live stream, please don't hesitate to put a comment into the live chat, let us know, but also chat between yourselves, send in any supportive comments because we will read them out as much as possible on the live stream as well. So tell us who you're cheering for. But also, I did want to give a shout out to Healthy Shop, powered by Muscle Foods, and they are actually sponsoring the live stream today. So you will see a quick advert from those guys. So with a Healthy Shop there, guys, if you... She's getting ready for bed
I
here.
have the blanket back. For anyone who tuned in for Edinburgh, you know about the blankets.
So just for anybody who is interested, Healthy Shop, they do incredible food options over there. They do meat hampers. And if you're ordering this weekend, go on over, use discount code IrishStrength, no space in between, and you will get free delivery. They're based in the UK, Northern Ireland and Ireland. You'll see the link in the description below. Click on over, have a look at their stuff. For instance, you get a meat hamper and you get 2 more hampers for 1 cent put in with that. So it's incredible offers on this weekend over there. So please head on over there. As much support as possible for the live stream, and they're making it happen. So thank you very much to Healthy Shop. How are we looking for events today? What are we starting with?
So we have, for event number 1, we have a max log, which is going to start at 140. So everyone has to open at 140, and then it's going to take 10 kilo jumps after that. So we'll go 150, 160, 170. I don't think the athletes have to do every single jump. I think they can kind of come in. So if, say, someone wants to do 140 and then skip and just move on to 160, they're allowed to do that. But obviously they need to hit 160, otherwise their lift will be 140. So it's all about being smart, making sure that they take the right jumps, that they're not going to fatigue themselves, but they're also not going to put too much on the line that it's potential that they don't actually get the lift then.
And Chris, for a comp like this, and for especially like the log max there, how much is tactics going to come into it? Like, are they going to be sort of thinking, well, that guy is a little bit, you know, he's going to lift heavier than me, so I'm not trying to beat him, but I need to beat these other guys?
I say everybody who's coming in this, Pa included. Sean has obviously just done a 200 point,
200.4.
2.4, the 0.4 matters.
Which was a new Irish record.
Unless somebody has been doing something very secret in training, they're all going to let him have it, basically. So it's the second place that everybody's working for here, sort of thing. That would be the mindset. Whether that happens or not, that's a different thing, but that would be the sort of mindset you're going to. You hate to be sensible. You hate to look at it as a realistic thing. Right? This guy did 200 kilo last week. He's already talking. He's asking, you know, is this going to be official if I go to beat the record again? Like, do you know what I mean? So he's wanting to do more than 200. So he's obviously feeling pretty strong today. I was talking to all the guys, and you know, it's the same thing. I don't know if it's one of those things you'll say it, so maybe you might actually believe it. But they're all saying, you know, they feel calm, they're not that worried, they're not that absolute shite.
It's like that meme, you know, with the dog, and he's like, the flames going around him, and he's like, it's fine, everything's fine. The fucking room's going around him, up in flames around him.
There's a few guys out there today that. You know, there's a few guys are excited. They've done a lot of work and they want to win this today. They want to do well today. There's I would say a few guys, but one guy in particular has a lot to lose today. You know, you know, and fair play, has a lot of guts to step forward today. And the whole way up this road, I was just praying the whole way up the road. I was like, oh, please let everybody hear. Please let everybody be here who's supposed to be here. Like, let everybody turn up. And everybody did turn up.
Everyone did turn up.
Like, this is going to be amazing. Like, I'm more excited than this than I was, like, Britain's Strongest Man and the rest. Like, this is going to be an amazing show today. Like,
I was saying this to Dave there, that the build-up for this show has been unlike any other Giants Live official strongman.
It's very suspenseful. Like.
There's been so much hype around this.
You just have to look around. You just have to look in the audience. There's numerous Ireland's Strongest Men are here watching, and it's that you don't get that at Ultimate Strongman, Ireland's Strongest Man. Do you know what I mean? Like this is the first time this qualifier's come back. Whoever you are, you have to be realistic and say this is what people look at as the official Ireland's Strongest Man, because it's the guideline to Giants, it's a guideline to Britons, it's a guideline, you know, it's the paving stone to Europe's, to Worlds. This is the starting point. This is the official Ireland's Strongest Man. And you look at the calibre
I was going to say also the fact that like all of the athletes are here as well, because for ultimates and stuff, there's a lot of lads missing out of that. If whoever wins today, you can say you've actually bet everyone that's in the country that's actually worth beating. So
if you look at previous competitions over the last 2 or 3 years of top athletes in Ireland, who's missing today? Nobody. They're all
everyone's here.
They're all here. Arguably Johnny Kelly, possibly, but he's been out for the past couple of years. We returned this year. Nicky Whelan. I was actually talking to Nicky Whelan yesterday. I coached Nicky Whelan this year, and I was talking to Nicky yesterday. He's like, "Oh, Chris," he says, "you know, I'm bringing the kit bag with me anyway." He says, "You know,
just in case.
I might do a wee run out." He says, "What do you think?" And I was like, I'm not even arguing with you, mate. I was like, if you want to go and do it,
you knock yourself out. Go for it.
But Nicky's the type of guy, like Nicky type of guy. Maybe it's just years and years of competing. He'd happily go out and just enjoy a strongman show, regardless of the result. But you do have the best of the best. And one of the things I love seeing, you know, Johnny Kelly's here today watching, Nicky Whelan's here today watching. You know, there's multiple Ireland's Strongest Men who are in the crowd watching because they want to see who is the next guy who has their title.
And I know, like, even Sean Diver, who had to drop out, like, he would have been here today, only something came up that he can't be. But I see what you mean, like, everyone is here. Everyone's anticipated this show so much that they all want to be here to see it.
It's going to be so good.
Now, a lot of people were asking, something that you touched on there, they were asking in the live chat there, is Pa actually going to compete?
Oh, my Pad's here.
He is here and ready to do battle. So that was the big question mark for today. Would he actually be doing it? But he is here and he is ready to put on a show.
And the starting log's a little bit lighter than Giants, so hopefully he'll get this one.
Well,
I think drop it on his head.
I think most people will get the opening log. I think the real issue will start the 150, 160 especially. That's when people will start struggling. It'll be an interesting
140 log. I would be confident that all the guys will hit that there in the opener. There's a lot.
I think we'll lose a lot at
pressers here.
150, to be honest.
Yeah, I think at the end you're going to be left with 2, 3, possibly 4 guys. Kyle McGowan has looked really, really strong in training. Kyle McGowan, everybody's ever met Kyle McGowan. He's the most loveliest big man.
He's such a
he's the
sweet guy.
nicest man you could ever meet.
But he's looking fucking strong, and I'm so glad to see that. I seen his deadlift there a while ago. I can't remember the weight. It was an impressive weight, and he was speed repping like I've never seen him speed rep before. He is a good presser. Look at the size of the shoulders on him. He's an absolute bull.
He's built to press, when you're looking at him.
He is built to press, and he's really, really strong. I would favour Kyle for a 160, 170 today.
Kyle, he was one of the athletes in the interviews that had been sort of saying he was not disappointed in his previous years. He was just felt he had plateaued quite a lot.
Yeah.
However, the build up to this, his training, he said, has gone so well. Everything he's super happy with. So I think you're right. I think he will shock a few people.
And he's
today.
standing in there. He's just big face on him like a bulldog down there. He's no problem. He's calm as could be. He's calm as could be. Look at him just standing there.
He does look like a
Chilling.
bouncer
Ready to
for the
go.
warm up
He's
area.
actually does security, which is funny. That's why he stands like that.
He's
'cause
just in work mode right
he
there.
does security,
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Oh, well, that
yeah.
makes sense. There you go. Yeah.
One of the nicest doormen you'll ever come across in your life.
I think the Doyles as well are 2 lads that we need to watch out for the long too.
The Doyles are good pressers. They've all from day one when the Doyles started competing. They could
the
always
press
press.
has always been their thing.
Yeah.
And so just going through the athletes, who do we have today?
So we have Jack Harkin from Longford.
Do you know Jack? Have you met him that much?
Just a few times, just once or twice. I'm trying not to sound biased here. You see, I didn't even mention him for the log, so I'm actually doing quite well here. We've Killian Groom from Galway. We've Sean Gillen, who is from Donegal.
Yep.
We've Pa Dwyer from Limerick. We've Dylan Doyle and Dean Doyle, who are from Wexford, I'm pretty sure.
Wexford there,
Kyle
yep.
McGowan from Derry. Rory O'Hagan is from
North.
the north somewhere. I think Derry as well. Ger Buckley is from Dublin.
Dublin, yeah.
There.
He's living in Dublin.
And then Matt McKeegan from Derry.
What's Rory's log like? Because I know he's an impressive strongman for the age and the size of him. He is one of the most naturally strong wee men I've ever seen in my life. But
his pressing is one of his weaker moves.
Weaker points,
and he will be straight out and say that he's worked an awful lot on it for this comp. I do still think the 140 will be there. Whether he gets
After that,
150, that's where
just
the
be dependent
questions
on the
come
day
in.
kind of way.
I think it will be one that he will be trying to minimise as much
Rory's
damage.
the smallest lad here as well,
Yeah.
so even being here for him is going to be
And
unreal for
he's
him.
just turned 23. He's just starting his strongman
He's
career.
not on the scene long either, so.
I remember one of the first comps he done. I assume it was his first comp. It was in here. I was refereeing at the time, and he was going in for stone. He was about to walk in the stones. He had no tacky in his arms, and I was like, I was looking up close. I was like,
Raw
"Oh,
dog
I got
stone."
tacky or not?" And then I was like, "Maybe he's using spray tacky, and I went up to him. I said, "You know tacky?" And he said, "I've never done stones before." And I said, "I sound like that boy. We get a bit of tacky here."
Couple of keys there.
Yeah, I got him a bit of tacky, stuck it in his arms. He
Like a
did
puppy
good
dog.
job. Aye. Very, very strong lad. Huge potential, huge future ahead of him. I was talking to Gillian there out in the car park. We were talking about what he's saying the same. He was very, very impressed with him. Partly he's been coached by Paul Smith.
Yes.
Who can coach, look after him, and keep him right, for a few years. But yeah, he's just one of these guys who's just naturally strong and just born to be strong. And he's sort of one of these guys when they start off, they get strong so fast, you sort of begrudge them and hate them a little bit. They pulls a 350 raw deadlift, and you're like,
Just because you're a bit jealous, that's all.
that's all it is. But yeah, great future ahead of him. And fair play to him as well for the size of him.
For stepping in here.
Yeah, coming in doing the open weight console, he obviously has a desire and a want in life to be a strong man. Do you know what I mean? And he knows that this is a qualifier for Britain. This is what he's working for. This is what he's focusing on. And I think that says a lot about an athlete.
You can either sink or swim, and I think probably throwing yourself in the deep end a lot of the time actually is better for you because it will make you better.
Perfect. So we're just going to be doing the athlete announcements. They're going to be walking out, so we're just going to switch over to the MC for a
Bit
moment.
volume. Oh, you missed a ticket there, Connor. Sorry, folks. Rewind. The dramatic start is ruined.
So speaking of that, the dramatic start didn't really happen. So we're just waiting for, there's always technical difficulties at these comps. Just have to get over it for a moment.
I need my blanket. Sorry.
I don't think it'd be a strongman comp without some technical difficulties.
No, we'll get it right by the end. We'll get it right by the end of it all.
As long as the show is good, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
You have to, like, the GHQ gym it's a brilliant gym to run these shows. It's indoor with all the space, all the equipment, and Dave goes OTT. I like that, but me and Dave's the same that way. The amount of people in my life who say to me, Chris, you're so over the top. But when you do these shows and you go over the top, and it gives the athletes that Giants Live. It gives the athletes that Giants Live feel, but on a much smaller scale. But it's still nice, you know. It's good for the crowd as well, like, you know what I mean. But the last show that Dave worked
Sorry about that, folks. I'm just looking at the lights and we'll try and get that. So please, shout out power.
today will be an
So
amazing
just
show.
a little video, just to try and get everybody in the mood for we hope it's going to be a fantastic afternoon. So, head take Connor, hope it works this time.
In a world where the pursuit of strength has taken many forms, there exists a sport that demands not only physical might, but unwavering mental fortitude. Sport that transcends boundaries and challenges the very limits of the human potential. Strongman is not merely a display of brute force, it is a testament to the unbreakable bond between mind and body.
On to the 6th, this is an incredible race, look at it! Oh, Tommy's goes over! Last.
This is the story of resilience, of unwavering determination, and the limitless power that resides within.
He needs this, he's got to push it, he needs this! It's going up!
Welcome to a journey where resilience knows no bounds, where ordinary men and women transform into extraordinary forces, shaping their bodies and their minds to achieve the seemingly impossible. Through their stories, we will uncover the profound connection between mental fortitude and physical prowess. Welcome to the world of strongman.
It's one of the most out there tales on the planet to be the world's strongest man, and I've dreamed about it since I was a child. I'm an average guy. I want to be extraordinary. To do that, you've got to do extraordinary things. So you've got to push the body to the human limits. You've got to go beyond what you think's capable. You've got to push yourself through pain barriers. You push yourself through all sorts of mental barriers as well. You take yourself to places you wouldn't thought people could go to.
Just pause that for us there. Thank you.
I was my friend Joe from Official Strongman put that video together for us, and I think it just gets everybody in the mood and gets the hairs standing up on the back of the neck of the athletes, hopefully, to induce an amazing performance this afternoon. Gentlemen, if you just want to go into the warm room, I'll call you out one at a time. Please, folks, give a warm welcome. I'll bring these guys out nice and quickly in no particular order before we start the first event, which is the lock from Max. So, just to bring out some introductions, please welcome Ryan O'Hagan. There he is. Big Kyle McGowan. Big Jack Harkin. Where are you, Jack? Oh, he's popular already. You better be good. And we have Dean Doyle up next with Dean. And then his brother Dylan Doyle. Let's see you. And next up we have this match a bit special. He is the reigning Ultimate Strongman, Ireland's strongest man. And that is Kieran Wade. Where are you, Kieran? Representing Ireland's strongest man last year. And is turning into a strength phenomenon. Good luck today, Kieran. So next up, we have another phenomenon, the 105. I think this guy got absolutely a chance to win the 105 World Championships this year. So please welcome Matthew McKeegan. Well done, Matthew. Next up, we have our late entry. We have Sean Gillon. Let me see the size of this dude. You feel the ground shaking as he walks in here. There he is. And next out, needs very little introduction. On this strength field, we have Power! Big Power. There he is. Just enough room for him on the end. And last but not least, we have Gerald Buckley. Where is Gerald? He's doing the giant slide running. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, your athletes 10, I promise you, is the finest strongman currently living and breathing in Ireland. Gentlemen, good luck. If you go make your last minute preparations, Rory, you're out first to attempt the opening lock. So take a moment if you need it, Rory. Or jump straight in. Just need to consult the referee out. There will be 1 minute.
And we'll see there, Rory O'Hagan is our first athlete that's going to be out doing the log. Looks fairly calm, collected there.
He does. He looks ready to go. We're just waiting on our referee to get seated and then we'll be getting started.
How nerve-wracking is it for this first lift? Does it take the first lift to get a little bit settled?
Yeah, I think I always struggle with nerves in competitions from my first to my last, but once you get the first lift, then everything sort of mellows after that there, you know what I mean? It is a thing. Like, I think every strongman's the same, no matter like what type of show you're going into.
Yeah, no matter what level.
Get the first lift done, you start to mellow a wee bit after that, like, you know. It's just a bit of annoying that the worst first event to have regards nerve is a log.
Yes.
Because if you're nervous, the legs get like jelly, and then you lose your stability a bit.
Which is good for Jack because he strict presses, so he doesn't need his leg.
Yeah, if you're a strict presser, you just stand there, okay, I'm not going to fall over, and then just push it over to the top of your head.
So he'll be fine. So just to remind everyone that the starting log is going to be 140 kilos, so I think all the athletes must do the opening log and then after make the jumps themselves.
The referee, Katie Wallace, the referee today, strictest man I could find. Here we go. So you get 2 attempts, and the time starts. Ready, Rory?
So Rory just going up for his first attempt.
Give a big support for the first lift of the day. All the hardest. Let's go.
There's a lot of support in here for the athletes.
Yeah.
Easy, clean.
He nailed that all right.
That was actually a very, very solid open lift, and there's definitely a lot more in the tank there.
There's
So
150, 160 in there.
yeah,
Interesting to see how easy this is for Kyle, but sometimes the first lift can
always look a bit
misleading.
dodged because again, like that adrenaline and stuff.
Just settling into the mood.
Oh, easy clean.
Easy, clean. Looks very comfortable so far.
As well, I actually think Rory's looked a little bit easier than Kyle.
I just don't think Kyle's warmed up there, and this is what, like, even looking at the log lift championships, even looking at it disappeared of it. Even looking at the log lift championships last week, in the first round, everybody was like, and then the second round, all of a sudden, logs start flying, and it's just like, so the first round can be a bit misleading.
Because the athletes as well, like we watch the video and stuff, so some of them kind of get a wee bit cooled down too.
Yeah,
So
they've had, 10 minutes there since their last warm up, so yeah.
Ridiculously easy lift.
Jack just getting started here.
So now we have
Killian Groom up next. Our current ultimate strongman, Ireland's strongest man.
gaining experience, lots of competition under his belt. Let's go, Killian.
Killian is coming into this comp with a bit of an injury, so hopefully this won't hold him back.
140 kilos.
Speedy clean.
That's very solid. Perfect technique. Went through the 1, 2, 3 stage with it, and like
These guys are going first. They're nervous. They've driven a long way this morning, some of these guys.
Dean Doyle up next.
I'm glad you could tell the difference because I got it.
So because I heard Anna saying go Dean.
The Doyles.
Easy work.
Easy for Dean.
This is good to see, you know, that like 140 is light work. You know, like realistically, you know, for future Ireland's strongest mans now, you could say, right, okay, 140 looking like it's too light. So like in the future years we could be, and that's good for Irish strongman to be able to see that.
Standard.
Yeah. Because
raises the bar for everyone else. Like,
It really does.
there was a time 140, 150 would have won Ireland's strongest man, like, you know.
It's crazy how far the sport has progressed.
Ridiculous.
Next man out, Matthew McKeegan.
but sure, even if you look at the weights from, I think it's like the women's open weights for Worlds are like the same as the like weights for World's Strongest Man back in the late 80s.
It is crazy.
And now the women are doing it.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a struggle there from that, whether it's just
Matthew's
that first
giving away.
lift.
Matthew's got the world's 105s coming up. Like his body weight, I wouldn't think be much above. Maybe set at 110. But I respect Matthew massively for being here today. You know, he is realistic of his expectations.
Yes.
He's purely here for the goodness of this comp and for Irish Strongman and this qualifier being back in Ireland again. And you have to respect him for that.
Kyle Dwyer.
Very happy with that lift.
With ease. Big Sean Gallen up next.
Sean Gillen coming up.
Now, Sean, obviously, big expectations on this lad for
Huge
Sean.
Big
expectations.
Sean.
You know, how long ago was it he did that 200? It was only like last
I
week.
think it was only last week, so hopefully he's not fried from it because obviously
It was
back then
Static
sometimes
Monsters,
it-
wasn't
He
it?
should still have enough in him to win it.
like the
but
200 looked quite easy for him too, so
did.
it didn't look like it would be overly
It
frying.
didn't look like
And that's
it.
And
stupid.
he-
Fantastic.
You would expect before he's easy. It's not really that surprising.
Do you think,
Just get
will he, because obviously he's very tempted to push that record a little bit further, will he go for it today if he doesn't need to? That's the question.
I think it kind of depends on how well he fancies his chances at the World Comp. Like if he knows that he can actually win this comp, I can't imagine he would do it. But
I don't think it would be a smart thing for him to do. At the end of the day, he's here because he wants the Giant Scythe ticket.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what he wants. So, like, he already has an Irish record, so put it to bed for next year. Like,
there's
do you know
no
what I mean?
need to push.
There's a small bit of a struggle.
Joe's going home. He's happy with that.
Don't get me wrong, I'd really love to see an Irish record at the log. Oh, it would be amazing. But I don't. He's not going to be pushed on it, I don't think. But it wouldn't make a lot of sense for him. You know, you
just go off on his own.
Yeah, if you're 200 is around his max. Like I would say, by watching that video, I would be confident he could do 205, possibly 210. But that's his max. You know, going into max territory is always a dangerous thing. So why would you want the golden ticket? You know, and you want he's away to Magnus's show next week. Why would you mess a bit with that just for another Irish record, and you already have
the
it?
other thing as well, with this comp, it's going to be very, very fast paced. There's not going to be a whole lot of time for recovery for these athletes. So you do not want to tax your nervous system.
They need that. That's one thing that Dave Warner will always do, is try to mimic Britain's as much as he can. That's why the events, the equipment, and even the pace of the show will try to mimic Britain's, because whoever wins this today is going to Britain's.
They need to set them up for that.
You
They
can't
need to
send
know what to
Hanky
expect.
to Britain's, like, you know.
And a good lift.
That's impressive for Maury. He will be delighted with that.
Big Kyle out next, Kyle McGowan.
So Kyle McGowan out next. 150 kilos on the log. And you would expect most of pretty much all the athletes now to hit this as well.
It'd be interesting to see if this moves a wee bit. That clean is worrying me a lot with Kyle.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable. The clean, it's clean. The clean's taking too much out. Seeing that from a side angle, he's having to put a lot of effort in that clean.
And you can see as well, he's trying to get his head through way too early. So.
Big Jack.
It's amazing though, even though the athlete knows exactly what they're doing, as soon as it gets to that limit sort of area, form starts to go out the window.
There just wasn't enough hip exploding forward in that there for Kyle.
Well, there's 150 kilos sitting on your chest as well. Like, you want to get it off as soon as possible. You're not going to be thinking about it.
Like just
all thoughts kind of go out of your brain.
That's like having me sitting in your chest, and you'd be like, "Yeah, you're fine there, Chris. You're all right." No, you want to get that off there as much as you can. And it's easy work.
Easy for Jack.
Jack is looking very confident.
Whenever you enjoy competing as a big, heavy, static strongman, you love static press.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could argue, yeah, you're getting the best out of your body stuff, but to watch people statically press, it's so impressive.
Skill.
So impressive.
Yeah. Jack, it's funny because he's obviously tried push pressing and he's done. He actually strict press. He's actually stronger at strict pressing than he is at a push press. So
a few athletes are like that. You know, I was like that a period of time. I had bad knees and I could only strict press. And that's really strong. Really strong. He just hit that. He hit that push press perfectly there. If he keeps that up, like, there's a lot more in him.
I want to 150 kilograms.
So we've Dean out first.
And someone did mention on the chat there
that you look like Pan.
Commentary sound wasn't great, so let me know if that's improved.
I said I look like Pan. Looks like me, right? Pan never wore a snapback. Pan's wearing a snapback, but I've heard that a couple of times.
That's insulting.
I don't know how to take it, to be honest.
So the guys using this a little bit of a warm-up, I think.
What's the sound like on the feet?
Say that again.
What's the sound like on the feet?
Yeah, there was someone he was mentioning just because of the loudness, we've had to turn it up a little bit. So
gain another easy press.
You'd be a little bit unsteady at the top, but
very good, very good. Nothing the key. Just so you know, the rule for the long, very straightforward rules. Doesn't matter how you get that overhead, as long as you don't take it from the top of your head. It cannot come into contact with your head. And you have to lock it out and have the feet in.
Matthew should still be good for this year. Like, the opener, it didn't fill you with great hope. He should still be good for this lift. Yeah, see.
Nice lift from Matthew.
Matthew will stay the same. Like, Matthew's press will always, every lift will sort of look like the same lift. If you put all three, you'll have less 10 kilos between them. It'll look the same. He's like Big Z deadlifting.
Yeah.
He'll always look the same. Like, and you sort of can't gauge where the hell his max is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's a 105 athlete and he's just done a 150 log. Like, that's
It's
impressive.
crazy.
Very, very fast again.
Pat seems to have wised up a bit with his log from the lift championships.
Yeah.
I think the lift championships he felt he had to adapt too much to be able to hit them bigger numbers. Where now he's went back to the way he used to press log.
Yeah.
It's looking comfortable. Like, I would say in
We'll
Pat's
see
head
anyway
right
when we come to
now.
about 170, like whether it actually stands.
Yeah. Let's hope there's no more
A little
logs
bit lighter
landing
than
on heads.
no. We'd rather not.
Guys, I have done just quick change on the audio there, so let me know if that's any better. Sorry about the audio issues that you are experiencing at the moment.
We're quite close to the commentator and stuff, so there's a lot of sounds.
There's a lot of noise coming through, unfortunately, but hopefully that's made it a little bit better for you. And they've just turned the music up, that's helpful.
I think Dave could probably get away with putting the microphone down a wee bit. So
Yeah.
if I get him here, I'll ask him.
Buckley up next.
Yes.
I'm just not happening for Joe.
His traditional opener, I think he was happy with that there.
Yeah.
Like
I think he kind of knew that
Yeah.
was pretty much all he was going to get.
But in saying that, like, whenever he got that push back, he just got one more inch, he probably could have got in below
Yeah.
it, and probably actually could have nailed it.
160.
One more inch always matters.
Stop your talk, that's a good one.
So Kyle McGowan and Gerard Buckley are now out, and we'll keep going on with the remaining athletes. We'll be moving on to 160 kilos on the log.
So Big Sean
So 8 athletes left.
didn't do the 150.
What sort of body weight would Rory be?
Straight to 160.
He'd be able to run a 105, 110, wouldn't
Rory, yeah.
Here we go. First man's 110, 160. Big Sean.
Sean Gillen coming out for 160, so Sean actually opted to skip 150. So went straight from 140 to now 160.
Yeah, if he pays a 10 kilo increment, he's going to burn out.
Quite an easy lift for Sean.
Way too easy.
So it's full, ladies and gentlemen. Next up is Rory O'Hagan. Come on, Rory.
So Rory back out.
If Rory gets this here, I
Would be very impressive, to be honest.
massively.
Fix the pressure on his
And the thing is, I do actually believe he could get
He's
it.
got the lightest day in the contest, but he's got the biggest heart.
If he just keeps his head together.
Come on, Rory. Come on.
Manages the clean.
Okay.
Just resetting himself.
He'd be better putting that log down
Yeah.
than he does, yeah.
He's done.
No.
He's leaving it there.
He's just a bit too heavy when it's sitting on his chest.
160 kilo with that body weight.
So 150 is done.
Like the 150 was massively impressive. Like you have to think 4 or 5 years ago, people were doing an entire strongman career in Ireland to achieve a 150, 160.
Rory wasn't even doing strongman 4 or 5 years ago as well.
Was he born? He's
born last 5 years.
It's second round and he's hitting that there. Like that's hugely impressive. Like
So we have Jack Harkin coming up now. Ready to strict press this 160 log.
Judging by Jack's training, this shouldn't be too much of a problem
This should
for
be
him.
fine. All of Jack's lifts as well, they're similar to that. They kind of just move at the same pace.
easy clean. His technique was very similar. You know, Davey Walsh is a good referee. I competed against Davey for a long time. He has a brilliant CV in the sport of strongman. Like he does have a brilliant CV. He used to be a hell of a deadlifter. I don't know if he's still training, but he's a hell of a deadlifter. Davey's a good referee. He's a fair referee, and you know, if there's anything that looks good, but he also will not wait for ages in the lockout stuff.
Yeah,
He's an
he knows,
experienced strongman. He'd look at the boy and say, "You've got that lift, fair enough. Put the weight down." He's not going to make people stand there.
Oh, no, wait, yeah.
That just showcased exactly what I was saying there. You know, like Davey seen that he wasn't fully straight. He waited until he got his balance, and then the minute he was standing up straight, he gave him the down signal. You know, I think a lot of referees sometimes when they come to comps, they're so scared of the backlash of social media. They give them a bad decision. Davey's the type of boy who won't give a shit. If he thinks the lift's good, he'll give you the down signal, and he's happy.
He's
at that.
confident in his own ability
Oh, aye.
to judge
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Dean Doyle coming up now. So 160 kilos on the log. This should be easy enough for Dean.
He will be confident going into this.
He does get one reset. He should get a
He
reset.
does, yeah.
He will go again at this because this is one he will have thought was in the bag, so he will want another shot.
I'd say he'll probably go straight for a split jerk round to this one.
He needs one more round to stay up there at the point.
Yeah.
He needs one more round.
I think it's just a wee bit fried now. That's surprising now from Dean. But unfortunately, that's how strongman goes, you know. Just because you're hitting weights and training, like, it really doesn't mean anything unless you can perform and do them on the day. So his brother Dylan up next.
Dylan's training on log has been going very, very well.
Looks a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
But gets the lift.
Matthew McKeegan, the next man to attack. 160.
Comps like this must be extremely tough at this fast pace. You don't get a lot of time even between the log lifts
That's
you're doing.
the way it should be.
Yeah, it is. It's the way it should be. It's the way it has to be because, as I say, whoever wins this comp today is going to Britain's land. You do not get time for elephant at Britain's.
You
Like
need to be
it is
well
go,
conditioned.
go, like.
But even in general, like, strongman is moving away from kind of like the big sloppy.
5 athlete just on a 160 log.
That is super
And like
impressive.
I said before, it just looked the exact same as the one before that and the one before that there. Matthew looks dead excited about that, so
Yeah.
it must be close to a PB for him.
This should be easy enough for Pat now.
And again, easy lift.
That's the easiest one yet.
Yeah. It
Probably
looks
just
very
getting warmed
confident.
up now. He's kind of getting into the groove of things.
170.
Moving on to the 170 log. And keep us posted, guys, on that chat about the audio. I'm hoping it's a little bit better now. We've made some tweaks there. So keep us posted. If there is any issues, we'll keep trying to fix it.
So we have 6 lads now left, heading for this 170 log.
So we're on to 170. Someone was just asking there, that last lift was 160, and we're on to the 170. Great to see so many people throwing in so much support in that live chat, so please keep those comments coming in, because the athletes do watch this back and they do see those comments.
How many are we left with now?
It's 6, which is great. Like,
6?
there's like pretty much the majority of the lads are moving on to this 170 log.
That's insane. Really.
It's a good standard.
Last time I competed in Ireland's with Pa, 171. The Ireland's that year. Yes. Do you know what I mean? Pa won it, I came second on it, but you know, and now you've got 6 athletes going in at 170.
Crazy how it keeps going.
Brilliant,
It doesn't
mate.
ever seem to
Brilliant.
stop.
Strongman in Ireland, like you give it 2 or 3 years here, you know, official Strongman Giants Live and what they've planned,
Just double checking that.
it's going to catch up.
Yeah.
We are left behind with Scotland, England, Wales massively. Definitely, but it is coming. Like it is coming. Like.
We just need these kind of like opportunities for the lads, because this is actually what's going to entice lads to come in, because there's actually good opportunities with like respectable organisations.
And here's Sean going for the 170.
This should be easy for sure.
Like we said, his 200 looked easy, so this hopefully should be the same.
Yeah. Very little leg drive. Just a wee pop off the chest, and then the rest of it's just.
I think all of the lads will be looking at Sean and just trying to battle out, leave Sean to us.
It does look like he's just in second gear out there. He hasn't even kicked into it really.
So next out is going to be Jack Harkin.
Be interesting to see if he does 180 though. Suppose it depends what
Depends on what
everybody
everyone
else
does.
Needs to, yeah.
We could have a lot of lads tapping out at this weight.
And Jack coming out.
Jack Harkin now,
What's Jack's max been previously?
180.
yeah.
Well, he's hit 180 in training.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a max log in comp and ever, so.
He will be expected to get this.
Just a head through, just a little bit too early there.
It's static pressing a log like that is a different ball game. It's not like, no matter how much you lean back, it's never like a bench press. You know, it's so much different. You get that wee tiny pop off the chest, you get that 1 inch off the chest, and then
that's it. The rest
makes
is,
a huge difference. You know what I mean? It's not possible for all athletes to give that wee pop.
And he's just not fine.
It's a bit fried there. So Jack finishing at 160. We'll have Killian Groom now up next.
Jack would be a little bit disappointed with
I
that,
think
I'd
so,
imagine. Because this would have been one of his best events that he would have been coming into. It all depends on how everyone else
I
does.
think Jack's just kind of worried about Killian. Jack and Killian kind of have a little thing amongst themselves. So
This will be a tough lift for Killian.
yeah.
That happens with a lot of lifters. You know, you come to a comp and you think you have a banker, and it doesn't go to plan. But then the next thing you go into another limb, you do something that you didn't expect.
Yeah.
You just have to keep going in and push yourself to some.
Once the event is finished, you just need to put it behind you and
I don't think he'll try that again.
move on to the next event.
He's happy enough at that. And like you said, I think Jack will be relieved. I think that will have worked out fairly well.
Jack and Killian are kind of they're pretty much two lads. They're on par with each other. So
There's a few wee rivalries here today, like, isn't there? There's definitely.
Jack and Killian are like really good friends. Like it's not like a
It's like a friendship.
it's a friendship rivalry.
Because there was a couple of fist bumps just missing out of that lineup today. Like, you noticed it at the start, like.
I know those.
It's been dramatic, let's put it that way. It has been dramatic. It's what the sport needs.
We'll wait until we're
entertainment.
off live before we speak. So we have
Just make a slight adjustment here.
Dylan coming up now.
I would say Dylan could kneel this year based on his last log. Like, his last log looked like there was definitely 10 kilos
as long
more
as he's
there.
able to stabilise it at the top, because that just seems to be his only kind of slight issue, where he looks a wee bit unsteady once he gets it locked out. So once he can hold it and keep it steady, he's good, I think.
Log is so, like, you make one mistake at one part of it, and that when it gets to these types of weight, when it gets to your 90% to 100% effort, you make one small mistake and then that costs you the overall lift. You know, it is, you do things in training and stuff, but just one small mistake can lead to an overall result changing.
Dave thought that Dean was Dylan, and he thought he was going for it with no gear or anything on him.
This is the hardest job of today, telling these two guys apart.
One of them is completely bald and one of them has a little bit of hair. That's how I tell it anyway.
So close.
That's a left. Good man.
I think everyone listening to the live stream could just hear we just held our breaths. There was nothing there.
You'll have a lot of them moments, I think, today. So
It was like 1 inch off the first one, and then it just fell short, and then to do that again back off the chest, that's
Just going to
class,
say,
like.
to do
And
a
still with
second
it.
attempt, usually you sort of go, oh, he's going for a second
You've
attempt,
kinda
there's very
gassed
little
out,
chance.
Yeah.
But that was incredible work.
If I was down, I would like go get a coffee, go down right now.
I'm good.
You know, love to see this for Matthew. Like, love to see this.
This would be extremely impressive.
He got the clean. Like, there's every chance he could press this.
No, it's just feeling too heavy on his chest.
She's a bit of a history with black and out. Like, yeah, we've seen it a few times and stuff.
Couple of
A few
times,
was
yeah.
an understatement.
Next one out, Power Unwire. 3 men left then.
So
That's just Paz Irish tan on his legs. It's not leggings.
Pal was missing this weight last week.
Easy. Oh, a little bit unstable. The actual press was quite easy. It was just
I
stability.
think with his style, you can sort of forgive that there. You know what I mean? It's a very jerk. He's leaning back when he jerks. He sort of leans back and then push presses and then catches it. And the position he's catching it, he's like bent over. So like his stability is something that you can forgive him in that there, and you probably see it like at that weights for Pa.
It's nearly a trade-off.
Don't forget about his toe as well.
Yeah.
His toe.
Yeah.
No, it is a bit of a trade-off with power where he gets so much explosive power, but that can lead to that little bit of instability.
Yeah.
But it's worked for him, so
Yeah, he got the lift. That's all that matters.
So what are we going up to now?
So we'll be going up to 180, and we have Sean Gillen, O'Dwyer, and Dylan Doyle left.
I would say likely Dylan will bow out now. I would imagine. Then if we're just left with Sean,
I'd say Pal probably want to hit a 180 and just get above Dylan, and then Sean will probably just do 190 to.
He'll probably have the option to pick the weights now if it's just two of them left.
There's only 3 men going to have any go.
Right, so Dylan's staying in, so that means that it goes to 180, whereas if Dylan dropped out, the athletes could then say what they want after that there, you know.
Interesting one from Dylan, because he did struggle obviously on that last one.
Two, but like,
he's already done another rep.
If
Horse press actually looked okay.
yeah, so it was just catching it. If you know what I mean? It actually exploded up okay, but if his nervous system settled enough, if he feels okay, I'm not going to say he's not going to do it. I just think that the last one took a lot out of him to do that twice. If he does do it, I'll get off this table and go shake his hand, because that's pretty incredible. Like, I think that, you know, looking the way that 170 went, I think he is a 180 log lifter. I just don't know if he's fresh enough after that last lift.
We have axle deadlift, a mere 320 kilos for repetitions. Absolutely mind-bogglingly huge weight to lift on a normal bar, let alone one of these monsters. These have a 2-inch solid steel bar. These are the same axles that are used in Giants Live and been shipped across specially for this event to give these guys the opportunity to put their hands on some Giants Live equipment. So following the axle, we then have the super yoke. Now we haven't got much room in here, so the guys are going to do a double. They're going to go 10 metres down their course and 10 metres back down the course. And they are using, again, Giants Live style super yokes that are weighted to 420 kilograms. That's 420 kilograms. Everything's been weighed and verified this morning. The final event
looks like Big Sean's ready.
So for anyone that maybe isn't hearing the announcer as well as we hope you are, just going through that the equipment today is all equipment that is used at Giants Live. It's the same level of equipment. So it's as close as these athletes can get to Giants Live conditions without being at the actual show. So it prepares them very, very well for it.
Which is the one you'll watch at Christmas on TV, but unfortunately that'll be last year's you're watching, or this year's you're watching, but they'll be doing the 2024 Britain's Strongest Man, which is going to be in Sheffield at the beginning of February 2024. So that.
You know, there's no better show in the UK and Ireland to go to than Britain's Strongest Man. I was at it last year in the crowd watching, and every time you go there it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's an athlete, like,
it's so surreal,
like it's like unbelievable, like.
And Chris, you competed back in 2012 at Britain's Strongest Man. For these athletes, how are you've been in the situation where they've got the chance, how are they feeling like? It must be incredible.
It's the Willy Wonka golden ticket, and you know, when Dave Warner comes forward with that golden ticket, you know, that's why everybody showed up.
Dave Warner is Willy Wonka.
But Willy Wonka the first time he's been called that. But.
So we've Sean attempting his 180 log now. Nice easy clean from Sean.
That was too easy.
And even held it up way longer than he needed to.
He's just making sure that they knew that he could hold that.
And very good sweater, I say. Well done, Sean Gillen.
I would love to see him pushed to do that new record. I think everyone would. I don't think it'll
see that, but as well, you know.
It depends on what Pat, because like Pat's going to want to keep his title, so he is going to want to beat Sean.
And
so
Sean knows this, and he's aware of this. And it's not saying this in a bad way. Nobody knows him in Northern Ireland, and that's where he's from.
Yeah.
So maybe he does want to do it in front of a home crowd and just say, here.
That's true.
Here I am.
Nice to meet you.
Please, show support.
This type of thing.
Dylan up next. It's big for Dylan now if he hits this.
Oh, Oh, and he just straight away didn't feel it.
He knows. That's smart, because there's no point in, even if you pick it up and you like have an inkling that, okay, I actually don't know if I can do this. It's probably smarter that he puts it back down, because all he's going to do is waste energy. If he knows the minute he picks it up that he's not going to be able to do it.
Some athletes do feel that pressure that once they're out there they have to make an attempt, but he did the smart thing there.
You need to think of yourself. I know obviously people want to like impress the crowd and they want to put on a show, but at the end of the day you're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to win, so you need to be smart.
And a good clean from Pa.
So
And
that's
he's just feeling like it's a little bit out of range.
Yep.
Sorry?
He wants another go at this.
It almost looked like he was just going to walk away.
His technique's so technical, you know, that he could go in, reset, he could nail it. You know, it's the type of thing, if you don't hit it right, it just puts you off. Whereas he could go in and clean this. His legs look really shaky in that there. It didn't look like there was much stability. But he could put it in a better position in his chest that he feels that I'm going to get my legs dried now, you know. That looks a bit yeah. Oh,
Very, very good attack to
and I would say like that's not going to affect realistically this is what we sort of expect isn't it? Like Dylan Doyle surprised us there quite a lot, but like the Pa and Sean situation, this is what we expected. So Sean's won that now, so the belt's off, the wrist straps is off.
He's keeping it in the tank today because he wants
He's keeping it in the tank.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
I think you could see in his face he'd love to do it, but
That big man desperately, like, he is here for Giant 5.
we're just going to interrupt you going over to the interview.
So Sean, you're after winning the last best there. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, look, feeling pretty good. That's kind of where I wanted to be at the end of event one. Yeah, look, feeling good, yeah.
And how about the rest of the events for you today?
The rest of the event should be pretty good for me. Obviously with the late kind of call-up, I haven't had any time to, I suppose, perfect some of the other ones, but look, it is what it is, the staple strongman events. I feel pretty confident carrying on from here.
And would you have been training these events, getting ready for the Magnus or anything? I know you've trained for the log because you done the log championship last week, but the rest?
Not really, no. Look, we do have an actual deadlift at the Magnus, so look, that'll carry over. As far as yoke, haven't been doing yoke for a bit now, and then the load medley. Look, we've been training stone loads and stuff for the Magnus, but like nothing moving probably at the pace this is going to move at. But look, you know, I'm probably one of the bigger guys in the lineup, but I do move pretty well for my size, so I'm feeling pretty confident going into that as well.
Well, you look strong and ready. Best luck.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
I haven't a clue, to be honest with you. Load medal. So yeah, he will be. No.
And great to hear from Sean there.
So Sean, I think it was during the summer, I was watching Big Law's YouTube with him and Liz out in Australia. I think it was Australia's Strongest Man. It was a pro show anyway.
Australia's Strongest Man, yeah.
I remember sitting, I was working, it was on the background, you know, I was watching this comp, and then I heard this Northern Ireland accent in the middle of the comp.
Yes.
And I was like, what's that? Yeah, I was like, who is that? And then I rewound it back and I heard the accent again. And I was like, who is this guy? Like, never heard of him, never seen him. Talked to Dave, never heard of him, never seen him. Talked to a load of other strongmen, nobody knew who he was. But, and which annoyed me because I was like, this guy's really strong and he's from Northern Ireland and he's in Australia. And then this, like, first time I heard of him again was when it popped up on your Instagram this week.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, that's that guy. And I started talking to the guys. I think this guy's really strong, but like, this guy's pro level strong, man. On the edge of you know, getting on to that next step with the Giants Live and all the rest of it. And when I heard he was here and he was competing, like, for me, that was just like, this is going to be so good today.
It's crazy. It's one of those things that an awful lot of people, like even the other
athletes who are coming here today, and they're like, I can't miss this. I need to go to this show. Like, I've been in strongman in Ireland for the last 15 years, and I have never seen everybody come together like this in the last 15 years. I've never ever seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. There's nobody. I can't think of anybody who's missing here today.
It just goes to show how, like you said, the progression of the sport, like the sport is really growing, and like it's like people like obviously Dave and everything that are actually trying to push the sport in Ireland and like give the athletes opportunities so that we can actually have something to be worth excited for. Like,
and it is what like everyone, even the build. I think even weeks ago, people were edging for this. They're just dying to get here and actually see this come. So it's incredible.
You know, and you have to say it, like Dave, whenever I first started competing in strongman, Dave was coming to the end of his strongman career. He had 2 or 3 years left, and me and Dave has run multiple strongman shows together. We've been involved in a lot together for over the years, and I have been with Dave, you know, where he's sat and he's got the disappointment of, you know, not enough athletes, not a good standard of athletes, not enough people turning up, not enough people coming and watching shows and all the rest of it. And you know, it's hard for a promoter when you've had so many bangs and knocks like that. And you know, me and Dave were talking earlier this year about possibly hiring the Odyssey Arena and making, you know, going all in or nothing with this show. And you know, you have to respect Dave for this year, like, you know, because he's had so many knockbacks over the years, because strongman in Ireland has 10 years ago it was divided because stupid ruling that was put in other federations, and you know, now athletes can compete, and the athletes are now free to compete wherever they want to compete.
They have the choice.
And it's now, you know, that years ago that destroyed strongman so much in Ireland. It hit us so hard, where athletes were being confined to one federation, where if they competed in other federations there was disciplinary action came in, and it really ruined the sport for so long. And now athletes, I think athletes have stood up for themselves and saying, hold on a minute, we're not getting paid to do this. We should be allowed to compete wherever we want to compete. We should be allowed to qualify for whatever show we want to qualify for. All the money for our training comes out of our own pocket. All the money for our lifestyle comes out of our own pocket, and we should be able to do what we want to do and compete where we want to compete and achieve whatever we want to achieve in our sport. And now I can see it, and I'm so glad to see it, you know, like, even though I'm retired now, but like, I'm so glad to see that the future of strongman in Ireland is looking so good. That is because of Giants Live, that is because of Official Strongman, because of Dave Warner, and like, it'll continue to grow and it'll continue to get better. I've always said this to people, like, you know, like, if you want to be serious with your strongman career, do Official Strongman, do the qualifiers, do the Giants Live route, because look at the standards here today. Safety's priority.
And the treatment of the athletes as well,
The athletes get so well looked after, and even years ago, whenever this qualifier first came around, I can tell you now, Dave Warner ran the qualifier at cost to him, and then still put his hand in his own back pocket and handed the athlete the money for the flights so they could get to the competitions. And people don't realise or see that there. You see what they're here today, but you know, the big man, and that's why. Who in the world of strongman in Ireland has a bad word to say about Dave Warner?
Absolutely no one.
The one person.
He's an absolute gentleman.
It is one of those sports that, unfortunately, it's mostly the promoters end up losing money on all the comps. It's all about just making sure that the athletes have the best possible experience.
And I've been there with Dave. Like, that's what we were saying earlier on when we were talking. You know, that Dave's like Michelle, he's a wee bit OTT, because he wants the best competition for people. He wants to look the best for the crowd watching. He is a strong man at heart, and he
genuinely has a passion and care for the sport. Like,
he never puts profit over it. He never looks at the money side of things. He's like, if this is going to cost me a few quid, it's going to cost me a few quid, and he just wants to have strongman here at a high level that he can filter it into all these competitions that he's going to and refereeing. He wants the Irish strongmen there, and when you talk to Pat Dwyer, you talk to Gillian Groom, you talk to Daniel McElroy, you talk to Johnny Kelly, all these people who have been at comps where Dave is there refereeing on behalf of Official Strongman or Giants Live, and he's there looking after them. You know, he's keeping them right. He wants to see Irish strongmen do well at these shows and get in.
He has a respect for the sport, and he has a respect for the athletes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's something that doesn't generally happen in other federations. Do you know? They're kind of in it for their own gain.
They do tend to just take that extra step with Official Strongman and with Giants Live.
And just to touch on that as well, like, there's only so much Dave can do and so much a promoter can do, like it is still up to the athletes to
100%.
turn up and perform. Do you know what I mean? And like it will just be hopefully like a kind of continuous cycle that now that we have these opportunities, we have lads coming up, it's going to entice more lads to come in. They're going to get better, and the standard's just going to keep rising, and then more opportunities can come over them because, you know, Giants Live are actually going to see that Ireland has a standard worth inviting over.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier on, you know, with Matthew McKeegan. Matthew McKeegan is a huge name in strongman in Ireland. He's achieved amazing things in weight category strongman. And, you know, realistically, he's a smart man, he's a smart strongman. And if he was looking at the lineup here today, what's his chances of winning this show? You know, but he's here for the development and the betterment of strongman. He will hold him, do not get me wrong, I'm not saying that. But, you know, he's going against 170 kilo strongmen with Irish records and logs and stuff like that. Like, you know, he knows what he's up against. But like, he shows up here today as a 105, maybe he's a 110 and around today athlete because he wants to see the betterment of his sport. He wants to see his qualifier go back. He wants to see the filtration within the Giants Live. And that's what you need. You need people like that there who have the passion to see the sport develop in Ireland and do better in Ireland. He's not the only one who's like that here today. There's a lot of people who are here today purely because they're glad to see that this qualifier is back. They're glad to see the standard of athletes is improving, and that's both the athletes who are here competing and the strongmen who are here in the audience. Anybody who's a strongman fan should have been in Ireland should be at this show today because you have a great chance to meet some incredible strongmen. The whole history of strongman in Ireland, it's here. It's all here. You know,
all we're missing is Aishola. That's all we're missing. So I think we're pretty much set up now, ready to go. So I just going from that last event, I'm assuming our first pairing will be Ger Buckley and Kyle McGowan.
More than likely, yes, I would believe so.
They were the two lads that just hit the 140 log. So
while we have a little bit of a break there, just do want to apologise to anybody that is on the live stream and was having a few difficulties there. We did have some technical difficulties, so I apologise about that. And again, I always say it, if there is anything that you're noticing on the live stream, please feel free to say it, and hopefully we can fix it in the moment. But huge support coming in, and I know we had Liz Chalet on there. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Was Auntie Liz on, eh?
Auntie Liz was on. Yeah. Paul Smith is watching as well.
Paul normally tunes in. He's tuned into a few.
Paul was in Thailand or something.
Oh, was he in Thailand?
I don't know. I saw a picture. Paul, let us know where you are, because I thought you were out in Asia somewhere at the moment. Huge amount of support coming in. There's so much there. If we don't get to read out your comment, just be aware that the athletes do tend to look back at this, so they will see it. Obviously the competition is quite fast paced here today, so I might not get to look at your comments that much, but the athletes will see these back.
So what's the weight of the implements we have here then?
So the tire is around 100-ish kilos.
Yep.
Then we have a 120 sandbag, and then we have two 140 kilo sandbags. So it looks like we're ready to go. And the implement they actually have to load into is quite high, so for the smaller lads this is going to be a little bit more difficult for them. Just make sure they don't stand.
I can just see that tire
taking my camera over.
So that's way over to all this expensive
if you see a big crash on the live stream, you'll know it's a tire has absolutely upended the camera.
Don't worry, they'll hear me crying as it happens as well, so they'll know. So they start with the hand on the implement on the loading platform, and they have to pick up the sandbag.
Pay attention now, we've got Ger Buckley, we've got Kazmaier. Timekeepers, are you ready? Okay, over to you, referee. 3, 2, 1.
I've seen Jared's training videos and it seems pretty impressive.
He does. I think it's so funny though when you see lads, because obviously you don't believe the sandbags they're actually doing. A couple of the lads are quite sneaky in that way. They're just like ripping sandbags off the ground, but you don't really know what weight they actually are.
And sandbags can start off at a certain weight and they can either get dumper or heavier.
Kyle having to work for this one, but he gets it over.
Ger onto the third bag now. Just needs to get this loaded. This is good from Ger. He's looking quick. He's carrying this higher a wee bit awkward.
That's going to be hard to get that over at the guy.
That is going to be extremely
He's going to need to figure out.
He needs to get that one arm and fling it over. That's not going to work, Jared.
No,
He's just shaking his head there that side. He just needs to keep working.
he's going to try and get onto the knee there again.
Under that.
He's getting there. And that is very impressive. Just in time.
Just in time. Is it 60 seconds or 75?
Look at Joe being dramatic. You'd never expect that, would you?
No, absolutely not. He has to get something in.
Our next pairing is Jack. Sorry, is Rory and Dean, followed by Jack and Killian. So Rory and Dean.
So we have Rory O'Hagan and Dean Doyle up next. Just getting the implements reset.
This is the one event where the crew are going to have to work overtime.
I can
This
see,
is probably
I can
going to be the
see-
longest event today.
So the crew at Dave's shows are normally the same guys, and they are brilliant guys at what they do, like brilliant. And I've worked with them at multiple shows, and I can just see them sort of looking over at me, going, "Well, look at that thing." Sitting over there chilling it today, like, you know, because normally it's me helping them back with stuff.
He's carrying the heaviest bags, like.
I'm so happy to hear
You're
it.
welcome. You're
I'm so
welcome,
happy
Chris.
to be hearing it.
Just if Dave is watching this back, Chris actually paid me to say I need him on the live stream.
The next comp I come to, I think I might wear one of these microphones. Just sit down somewhere, just pretending I'm doing something.
Just if anyone comes over asking, just go, no, I can't, and just keep talking.
busy.
It's fine. That's what I do.
So I think Kyle finished on 3 implements, didn't he? Did Kyle get
Kyle
the 3?
finished on 3, I
Kyle
think,
finished on 3
yes.
and Ger finishing with the 4 just in the time.
And for, like, you can see how many crew is needed for a comp like this, and they work so hard. It's extremely impressive.
They're good guys, you know. Denver and Aaron there, just like Denver. When I done my first strongman show, Denver was heavily involved with strongman, and like anytime Dave needs them, like they always come and they help them out, and they do a great job. And a few of the other lads, like I've seen them at many comps before too. You know, Davey Wallace, he always turns up and helps Dave with referee and whatever it is he needs. So up next, Rory.
We have Rory and Dean.
Dean's the one with hair. Dean. I'll get this by the end of the comp. Rory, I would say, would be good at this here.
Rory's normally quick on his feet. The sandbags might be a little bit heavy for him, but I think once he kind of gets them up and gets them moving, he should be good.
Okay, folks, we just want to...
Guys are just double checking one of them bags there, just with the seal on it, you know. Like, and again, it's Denver and Orange over in sorting out. Like, these guys, they have an eye for detail and stuff like this here, and that's why it's so important to have like experienced staff, or even some unexperienced ones, because they notice wee things and they can act on it and get it fixed. You know, even when I said to Aaron there about the tyre, you know, just watch the tyre doesn't. He was already on board. He already, you know, are thinking about things like that there. You know, because they've done dozens and dozens and dozens of shows.
Yeah,
like,
they're
you know,
seasoned
they
by
Come
this point.
across every problem that could ever happen, so they're well prepared for it. I imagine Dean will be looking to sort of claw back some points
Yeah, I
because he
think
did
after-
lose on that last one.
I think
Probably
he'll be slightly disappointed with that log performance. So
seen big Daniel McElroy in the audience there somewhere. It's disappointing not to have
I don't
him.
know how you
come
say
and do the
somewhere. I'm
comp.
sure he just stands out
I know.
because he's
he's down the
a
back
monster
there.
man.
I was thinking, I was going, he's ahead above everyone, so
Yeah.
we must be able to see him.
He's probably the only other athlete that would have liked to see
Here today, yeah.
Yes.
I think a lot of the lads who competing would probably say the same. Like they would have actually enjoyed if Daniel was here
Himself
today.
and Sean Diver as well. They're the two
Yeah.
Sean
athletes
Dever, sorry, I
that-
forgot about Sean Dever. Like,
They
yeah.
are the ones, but it's interesting though, they would have been here if they could have. It's just personal reasons they had to drop out, but I think they're the only two names that you could sort of see
Add
added
to the lineup,
this
yeah.
lineup.
I'm
And of
sure
course,
they'll be back
sorry,
next year.
Jonathan Kelly, of course, as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was
Johnny
Yeah.
Kelly, and even, you know, Nicky Whelan, like, he's over there, like he's one of these strong men that just won't die type of thing. Like, he wants to constantly
Cat with 9 lives.
He keeps telling me, "Let's go away, Chris. I just want to do one more show," and then you do that, and then you give him.
It's addictive, strongman though. It's so hard to just
He
stop.
does about 3 weeks of hypertrophy. Chris, I want to do another show.
I'm bored of this bodybuilding stuff.
But yeah, Johnny, I think Johnny, this was his first year back, and the results that Johnny got this year did not justify what Johnny's capable of. He had stupid mistakes that happened in comps that's really cost him overall.
But that's probably like normal after being away for so long and coming back. It's going to take you a year of comps to kind of get back into the swing of things and find your feet again.
We look like we're ready to go.
So Rory and Dean. Rory's on the right of your screen and Dean is on the left.
2 fast athletes here.
Okay, folks. Timekeepers ready? 3, 2, 1.
Easy. Let's go.
And neck so far.
Rory just a slight bit ahead, getting that bag over. Easy pickups from Rory. Rory making me out to be a liar there. I thought the bags would be too heavy for him. He's proven me wrong.
He's looking comfortable enough here.
This is quick.
And again, well done. Brilliant work.
Sandbags are so gassing as well.
That's a fair point up for that tire. That's what it needs to be. Should be straight over. Don't take your arm.
Dean will want to get this hand. That is a shame.
That's
now
a
for
quick
Dean.
time from Rory.
Rory did extremely well there.
And Dean, unfortunately, with just 2 implements.
Sandbags are extremely gassing. But
So gassing.
They're, I hate to be this guy that's going to say it, and I'm talking on my own experience. You can't be lazy with sandbag loading now.
No.
Because it's in every comp, and there's no excuse for
being bad at sandbag.
Yeah.
It is one of those horrible events that
And being
it's
unconditioned as well.
tempting. It's tempting to leave out.
And it's actually very injury prone too, with back and bicep problems.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, if it's in a comp, you need to be good at it. It's as simple as that, and you need to train it. You need to do that condition that you don't want to do. You need to throw up in that bin that you don't want to throw up in. It's just part of it, log pressing, deadlifting, it's all the fun stuff. This is unfortunately the one event that
You have to do the grounds.
Some people are odd and like this, but
Entertainment value, it is brilliant. I love this event.
Another thing with sandbags as well, you need to be aggressive with them. Like if you're kind of walking up and you're just slowly trying to move that sandbag, the weight is going to feel so dead. Like you need to be aggressive and actually try and rip it.
Move it fast,
and attack it,
rip it, or
And this
rip it and rip it.
This is definitely the interesting pairing of the 2 rivals, Jack and Killian. Very good friends here going up against each other. You'll have to forgive Jade, she'll have to scream
Jack's just a wee bit slower there.
mistake, but Jack had a wee bit of a mistake just from that first implement. But, he can still catch it, and he rips the other ones quick enough. Gillian's on to his 3rd now. Jack with the 2nd over. That tire can make all types of problems. So
Killian is very quick here.
It's super quick.
the work has been put in here. You can see that there with Gillian.
Jack still moving all the way. He needs this tire.
Jack's still got time. This time. Good pick up that tire. Needs to move now. Needs to move. Get it over. Jack, will let this over. Yes. That's still good, man.
That's still a good time. Killian was just really, really quick there.
The 2 guys that ran previous will not be the only 2 who don't finish this.
Yeah.
So to finish this year is still good, you know what I mean? And I don't think that time was overly bad for Jack either, but Gillian was super quick, and I do not know. Possibly the pick up of the tyre, he could have shaved a few seconds off, but that was quick. He moved quick.
Very quick.
Sprint back to the bags, pick the bags up, feet moving fast over the bar.
Pretty much how you wanted to go was how Killian executed it there.
His pad showing up next. Who's up next?
So we have Matt McKeegan
Oh, Matt
and
McKeegan,
Dylan Doyle.
and Dylan. And then
our last-
we've got,
That'll be a good
Sean
pair
Parr.
too, Matthew.
And
You know,
Dylan, yeah.
Yeah, like I know Matthew is one of the boys who does not shy away from sandbag loading. Like I'll end up saying this now and then he'll end up balls up. But like, you know, the big man, he knows that like it's your bread and butter. It's that one day of the week where you know you've got a loading event and you just have to get it done.
I'm probably
Matthew
the only
will be good at
person
this.
to ever say this. I love sandbags.
Do you?
I love them. I love them. Give me
Something
anything.
wrong with you.
Sandbag shoulder, sandbag fucking medley.
I'm pretty sure I got PTSD from sandbags. Like, I don't blame you. I blew a disc out picking up a sandbag, and every time there's been a sandbag left out in my gym to put it back, and I look at it, I'm like, I'm going to go get a staff member to I'm not touching that bag.
Jack's wrist pops in and out the odd time when he's doing sandbags. It happened to him when he was at Worlds last year. It was like the first sandbag to shoulder, his wrist just came out and he couldn't like get his hand to stay like that. It just kept going like this, and it was just sliding out of his hand.
For anybody that is looking for the scores, unfortunately the spreadsheet is actually down online. So I know Adam from All Things Strongman is throwing up the results or as much as he has. So appreciate that. It all helps. So please keep throwing them up. We'll hopefully get the scores at the end of the event.
Doyle, McKeegan, wearing shorts.
3, 2, 1. Matthew went lightning. Matthew McKeegan is
I expect this to Matthew to be quick. Look how fast it is. Quick pick up off the ground. Like, as you were saying before, you can't be slow with him. Just put them down, grip and rep, get them up. He's moving really, really fast.
Dylan just a little bit slower now.
Yeah, you see both the guys are starting to slow back. Matthew was under the tire now. You know how to pick
I
this up.
don't think he's quite as quick as Killian was, to be honest.
No, and that little
Bit of a wobble there.
instability might have cost him, but he's got a good position. And it's over.
It's a good second, I would say, that so far from Matthew.
And Dylan has called it at that. This wouldn't be one of Dylan's better events.
Well, both the Doyles so far struggled with this. Like, the guys they're serious trainers, and I think both of them will look at each other now and go, we need to work on this. And don't get me wrong, I have been in that situation in my life. I remember a stage in my life where statically I was incredibly strong. And Dave Warner came up to me, and you need this hard advice sometimes. Dave Warner came up to me, and Dave Warner and me are tight friends, and he came up to me and he says, mate, statically you're the strongest man in this country. He says, but you move like a three-legged bull. I was raging. I was actually raging.
Well, like,
I was raging, and I thought, you're an asshole. I went home, and I settled down, and I was like,
I needed to hear that.
he's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he started putting the work into the events. She had a few stone, and was a far better athlete for it. And like, the Doyles, I know the Doyles take their strongman very seriously. And they'll walk away from that and be like, we were great at the log, but like loading event, we need to work on it a bit.
Jack's wrist popped out.
Oh, I don't want
That's
to see
what happened
that.
on his first
does it look?
sandbag. Remember you said that he made like a little fumble on the first sandbag?
Oh.
That's what happened.
Can you not strap that up or something? Stop that happening.
He was meant to.
He doesn't like strapping it up.
He doesn't like strapping it
I
up.
just picture him coming over.
He
with his
went
floppy
over.
hand.
His cousin Kira is a physio, and he went over to her like 2 days ago, and she showed him how to strap it for this event. So he's probably going to kick himself now that he didn't. Well, you know when you're not used to doing something, it's not a part of your
especially
warm-up routine.
just
So
before, yeah.
silly Jack.
Note to self, Jack straps his wrists from
Yeah,
now on.
I think we'll all just have to shout at him.
I think Jack's the one that needs to remember. He's the one that keeps forgetting.
Who have we got now?
We have Sean. We have our last heat.
We've got Kyle and Sean.
Sean and Pat.
Oh, Sean and Pat. Oh, really? That's the last one. Just run it in quick.
It'd be interesting to see now how these going on. I don't know what Sean's like at moving.
Big Sean can move. Big Sean can move. 70 kilo man can
Very
shift.
quick, can't he?
And they're neck and neck. They're neck and neck. Like, this man has got like 70 kilos heavier than Pat.
He's more conditioned. That's what it'll come down to.
He's ahead. He is actually ahead. He is starting to slow, but he is starting to slow.
Still ahead
He's
though.
going to get this.
Just needs one more run.
170 kilo man is about the
They're both very similar positions.
time wise. Oh, there's 1 second in that. There is literally 1
Sean's tyre actually nearly stopped mid-air before he even landed.
Fair play. What did he say he was weight-wise?
170.
169.
70 kilo man shifting like that there. Like
that was
Powerlifting, 130 kilo strongman, 135 kilo strongman.
135-ish, yeah.
So
that's the way you want to be moving at 170. You should never be using your weight. Like if
100%.
you are a big weight and you can't move with that, you probably shouldn't be that weight. You know?
No, you shouldn't.
Especially if you're trying to be a strongman, because like you said, there's no use to be static and strong if you can't move.
No, nowadays. Unless your whole goal for your strongman career is to win the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
Then you know what I mean. You have to be able to move and like be versatile. Like market shift. Like
there was a short few moments, and we are hoping to get the times of the judges here. So fingers crossed, we'll have those for you in just a moment. As we're talking here, I just want to give a shout out to Healthy Shop, powered by Muscle Foods, who are sponsoring the live stream today. This live stream couldn't happen without them. Just going over for an interview with Killian Groom.
So Killian, you're the winner of event 2, the load medley. A lot of talk about you not being fit enough for this. How do you feel after that one?
I'm really happy about this. I mean, I've been thinking about this so many times in my head. Literally everybody's been doubting me online about my load medley, say I'm not fit enough, I'm not going to finish it, all this shit. So I'm so happy to prove them all wrong. Like, so can't get too cocky yet. We got a couple more events to go. Like, so just keep focused, keep the head down, and just keep winning events.
And how do you feel about the next few events?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're all pretty good events for me now. Like, the log was definitely my worst event so far. So, you know, it's just being calm and not making any more mistakes now here on out. Cheers, thank you.
Great to see Killian Groom winning that last event. I think from just looking at here, you could see he was lightning fast.
He wanted that. He probably knew as well, like that log, like he's not going to be in one of the top lads for the log. So it's probably like when you're training, you need to kind of know your strengths and your weaknesses when you're training. Obviously, you need to work on your weaknesses, but you need to play to your strengths an awful lot. And like if Killian knows he's going up against like a man who can press 200 kilos, and he knows, okay, yeah, like my log was 160, I'm never going to get there, then he's probably better off putting that extra energy into his sandbag. So he's like, right, okay, the events that I am actually good at, I need to get even better at, so I know I can come out on top there.
Yes. And I know, like, Killian has some very strong events coming up.'s got the deadlift, which is great at. The yoke is very, very strong for him as well.
Killian's a very well-rounded athlete, like, you know, so...
and the log is the only...
Yeah, but like, and I wouldn't even say it's a weakness. Yeah, it's just, it's probably like his least favourite overhead is probably the only way to put it. But like, he's a very well-rounded athlete, and that's exactly what we kind of need here. We don't need... you know, lads that are good at one thing, really bad at another, good at another, okay here. You know, we want someone who's going to be fairly consistent, because that's what ends up winning a competition. You know, if you look at like when you go to World's Strongest Man, I think it was the first year Tom won it. He didn't actually win any events. He was just so consistently in the top that that's what like got him the win, because there was other lads dropping points, like major points and stuff. So it's actually more beneficial if you are just consistently at the top of the board than just having like one really strong point and then a raging weakness somewhere else.
Like you see from some athletes, and we've seen in competitions before, I mean, it's weird to point out like this, but Martin Lisi's and stuff, where he goes in and he would be so consistent. He might not win any events,
yeah.
He'll do second the whole way through, or second and third, and he ends up winning. And that's what it's all about, as consistent as possible.
And that's why the athletes shouldn't get like disheartened if like they don't win an event. Like, that's not the be all and end all. If you can stay consistently second or third and you have other athletes dropping points, like that's going to matter more. So you should never be going in with just the sole purpose of winning every single event, because it's not really necessary, you know, to win the actual comp.
Now, some of the athletes in the last two events will be slightly disappointed. The one that comes to mind, obviously, Dean there.
Yeah.
He will have wanted to, they all want to do better, but I think he would have believed he is better than that. Will that play on his mind going forward? Do you think that will affect him?
It kind of depends on how he is as an athlete. Like most people, like the way I would always try and approach an event or a comp is that once one event is done, it's done. Like you can have a little whinge and a little cry for 2 or 3 minutes and kind of be a wee bit disheartened, but at some point you're just going to need to go, right, okay, it's done. I need to focus on the next event.
I don't know if we've seen him whinging. I don't think he's been crying over here, but...
It depends on how good you are at managing that and not letting those negative thoughts just consume you and like run into the next event then. So that's something that kind of comes probably with comp experience and just probably how you attack your own training as well. Like if something is going wrong in training and you throw your toys out of the pram every single time it does, well then the time when you get to comp, it's probably going to like that play on your mind then for the next event and affect the rest of your events. So it just depends on how good they are at
just managing that and the mental side of it, which is a huge part of strongman.
I think it's more mental than physical, to be honest, because someone can have like a huge capabilities, but then they could completely like shit themselves with the nerves. Like they could just let that take over. With the crowd, they mightn't be like used to training by themselves. So they mightn't be used to performing in front of a crowd, and all of this will affect them. And if they can't manage that mental side of things, it really doesn't matter what their physical capabilities are.
Yeah, it's sort of a wasted sort of talent if they can't manage it properly.
So it's as much of a mental game as it is a physical game.
You just see the guys are setting up for the next event, which is our axle deadlift. So again, there's going to be 2 people at a time going for this one. All the other events, bar the log, that was the only one we're going to have single athletes. Everything else is doubled up.
So we're actually, just while we're setting this up, we're going to try and get a little interview with, I think, Johnny Kelly first. Johnny or Daniel McElroy. Chris has gone off to search them out.
I can't even see Chris.
Chris, you walk that way. So just for anyone who doesn't know, the next event is going to be the axle deadlift. So it's going to be at 320 kilos and it's going to be for reps in 60 seconds. They are allowed to use straps and they are allowed to use suits. And the way the setup is here, it's going to be very similar to the way that Giants Live do it. So they'll be up on a platform.
Here we go, folks. So this is the deadlift. And the deadlift. Hey, we're going to start this one up. And when did you come? Second. Ooh, well, the referees are awful well.
Okay, worst. The worst ones I've ever had.
What's the next move?
We've got
I'll give you that. I'll give you a nod when it's ready to go.
Yeah, sorry. When you get to the wall. No, is that quite into it? Good. I thought you were going to
And we're just going to have a quick interview with Lucy Underdown.
Alright guys, I'm just joined here by Lucy Underdown. But next event is the deadlift axle from Max, and you're a bit of a good deadlifter yourself.
Yeah, I like to think I'm okay at it.
Lucy obviously is the world record holder of the female deadlift. How are you feeling? That was what, a month ago?
Yeah, it's about a month ago now, so yeah, it was probably one of the best lifts I'm ever going to do, so it was fantastic.
It was amazing to see, and since then there has been a question as like where this deadlift's going to go. It's a question I've asked you, and I've told you what I believe. I believe the first woman to do 400 kilo will be yourself. I believe it's possible to do it. Is it in your mindset, like is 400 kilo deadlift something you want to achieve?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 400 kilo deadlift. I do genuinely think that if I was to put in a full-on prep, 400 is definitely going to go. I don't use a suit yet. If I was to get used to a suit and just keep pushing myself, I think 350 at least next year, and then 400 within a year or two. 2 years.
We had talked about this here in the gym, you know, and I had said to you, like let's say, like if you get in a suit, if you get used to a suit, if you get, you know, the right amount of money offered, that'll actually make you say, right, I'm going to jeopardise a year of my life to achieve this lift, that it's something that you could do. So hopefully that comes about, and hopefully 400 kilo is in the pipeline, because we know you can do it. Today's comp, you've been here watching it. We've had the log lift so far, they're loading the rate, and now we're moving into the deadlift. What do you think so far about the standard? Like, you've watched Strongman over the years, you know, you've been involved with Strongman with Johnny. Like where we're saying on the panel, you know, the standard of Irish Strongman is just going up and up and up. Like, so far today, like, what's your opinions?
I think it's been fantastic already today. Like, that you can really see how the standard in Ireland has grown. It's just there's just so much more talent here. Like, to have, like, Rory's only like 20, isn't he, as well, and he's like holding his own out in a field like this. We got Killian, who's still very young. Sean and Pa are obviously like very, very good at what they do. So it's made for a really good, interesting competition.
Last event there, we had like 1 second in it between Pa and Sean, but have you ever seen a 170 kilo man move that fast?
Never. That's not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting that one not to be one of Sean's strengths, so that was very interesting. It's going to be very tight between the two of them today.
Could you call it today? Would you say you have a favourite for today?
I think going into it I would have said Pa, but like Sean has really shown that he's here and he's competitive, so I don't think I want to make the call between the two anymore.
Lucy, it's always great to see you, and as I say, we wish you all the best. We want to see that 400 kilo in the next couple of years, so let's make it happen.
Thank you so much.
That enough?
Do you want me to hold it?
No, it's fine. We don't actually need this until it's the interviews. So it'll just be there after, so it should be enough.
Right, thanks.
Yeah, go for it, yeah. I'm just going to leave that. I might leave that 20 minutes. That's okay.
We're going to start with just about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm just going to give you a heads up. Okay, folks, this is going to be a 2-1, 320 kilograms of axle weight. The bar is 2 inches around. Yes, the guys use straps, but look how far they are from the floor. We've raised it up, so it is the same height as lifting a standard deadlift bar. This is a huge amount of work. The guys are doing this in repetitions, it's not in increments, it's in reps. I'm just going to give you a heads up here.
We're back.
Score-wise, so we have, right, this is correct. Dumbbell 2.5 pounds, Kyle.
And Dave is just going through the rules for this comp. What's the weight on this axle?
So 320 kilos.
And we're going for reps on this
4
one.
reps in 60 seconds. They're allowed to use suits, they're allowed to use straps.
And I do believe both types of straps are allowed in this, so figure of 8 is allowed as well.
I think this is going to catch a lot of the lads out because it is up on the platform. And the way this axle is, when you drop it, it kind of shifts and moves. Like we've seen it, like it's the same equipment that they use at the Giants live shows. And it's not really something that you can just kind of like bump up and down like bumper plates or whatever. You know, it's very, very different here. So I think for a lot of the lads, they probably would have been training on a flat surface, not up on the platform with their bumper plates. But I think this kind of setup is probably going to throw them a wee bit.
It will be very, very different than the training. I believe you have the scores or the placings at the moment, and so I'll let you have a read of those just to give people an idea.
Top 5. We have Dylan in first.
So
We have Matt in fourth.
I think it's just
We have Killian in third.
I need to
We have Pat
use my brain here.
second.
So in the lead, I think we have Sean anyway
Sean in first
with
place.
17
Half a point
and a half
separation from the Roman
points.
going into the deadlift. So this could change absolutely everything.
17 and a half.
Oh, 18 is Sean, so yeah.
Sean 18 points.
So Sean's on 18 and Paz on 17 and a half. So only a half a point between Paz and Sean.
16 points right behind that.
Killian is 16.
And then a little bit more space between Matt. He's sitting
So
on
Killian is in
13
16.
points. So
Behind them. After that we have Matt McKeegan,
First pairing, see if they're ready yet. And our first pairing
13.
will be
After that we have Dylan Doyle with 11 and a half. And after that we have Jack on 11, so only a half a point behind him. After that we have Rory on 9 and a half. After that then we have Dean and Ger both tied on 5.5 points. And then after that we have Kyle then on 2.5 points.
guys.
So still quite close. Like the top lot are very, very close together.
They want to get up to let's go to the competition way.
There's only two events in, 3 more events to go. There's still a lot to play for there.
Exactly. There's still a lot of points up for grabs.
Just getting the warm-up carried out properly.
Nice to catch up with Lucy Underdown. Lucy, whenever she's in Northern Ireland, trains in my gym.
Oh, very good.
And the first time she came in, it was just everybody's jaws hitting the ground.
It's so surreal.
And like,
She's such a celebrity.
yeah,
And she's such a lovely girl as well.
she is. She is very, very humble.
I met her at Worlds and I met her at Europe's as well, and she's so lovely.
Deadlift wise then, what's your money on with a deadlift?
I'm gonna go just by how the past events go. I don't know Sean too much, but I can probably put my money on it that if he moves like that, he can lift a log like that, he's probably okay for 320.
I think he said he had a 350 raw. I don't know if he's getting a suit on. I think I seen a YouTube or a Instagram video of him having a suit on before at one of his training sessions. I don't know. He was sitting down out the back while a lot of people were sitting up.
Ready?
That's not to say he's not wearing a suit.
I was gonna say he might just not want it on for the least amount of time you have to keep his suit on, the better.
A lot of big guys don't actually like using a suit for reps because it gasses them too much.
And it restricts them a lot as well, and like especially with this axle and stuff that it can kind of jump and stuff to the side, you end up having to kind of switch your position and stuff, and in a suit that's very uncomfortable to do.
We actually have Ireland's biggest deadlifter in here today, Peter Brenner. It's over, like I said before, the history that is in this crowd today is insane. You can see Peter Brenner over there talking to Johnny Kelly. Brenner, I'm pretty sure Brenner's still got the Irish record, doesn't he?
No, James Hickey does.
James
Hickey does, that's
Yeah.
right,
Hickey does,
yes.
which
James
is
is 440 or 445, I can't remember. It's one of the two.
no, it was 440.
440, I think.
'Cause
Because
I
actually
remember-
Killian was going to be at 441, yeah.
That's right.
So, but like we have Killian and Jack are both 400 kilo pullers. Jack pulled 400 kilos.
Did recently enough, wasn't
Recently,
it?
there at
2
Laura
months, 4
Bulbaswang's charity comp, and Killian pulled it last year at Matt McKeegan's record time.
That's right.
So both,
himself, 400 kilo.
yeah, 413 I think was his previous
413,
record.
that's
yeah.
right, the world record.
So we have some very big Paz obviously like very seasoned with this event. You know, it's a regular Giants Live and heavier, so like this will be no issue for Paz. So we have a good lot of pullers, so it just depends on who doesn't gas out question.
This is one of those, one of the events that was literally talked about so much coming into this was the log. And I think because it's a max log, people
Get
just
excited.
get really excited. However, like you were saying just there, with the deadlifters that we have here today, this is actually going to be very, very exciting to see what happens here.
Because we have a good lot of deadlifters there that are very much kind of like similar in their abilities. So it's gonna be fun to like watch them fight out for each rep, because they know like one rep is like, you know, it can make such a difference in points. So
Yeah, it could, because once you start toying with people as well, it beats down the points that you get.
Yeah.
So you really could lose a lot of points by just missing out on one rep.
Matthew would be pretty seasoned with the axle deadlift, with the official strongman shows and stuff like that there. You know, I would say like you're 350 for reps, like you put in a solid effort today. Like,
Yeah, it's 320.
320.
320.
Should be.
Stiffer ball. Yeah. There'll be big reps done today in that.
There will.
Big Kyle, he would be one of the first to go in here, and his deadlift has come on really, really well.
I believe all of the athletes, apart from possibly the two Doyle brothers, will be using suits today. I have a feeling. Rory, I'm not sure of. I think he uses a suit, not 100%.
Sometimes he does, but he pulled 350 raw at Glenn's comp. So
maybe he does prefer
using
to.
a suit can be, you know, it can be smart as well, because like if it's a little bit easier, it's going to be less taxing on your body then.
Yeah,
So it's going to save you.
yoke
Yeah,
and
it's
such,
going to save you for the yoke. You know.
When it comes to the deadlift, I always had a suit in my bag. It was for reps, and a suit in my bag it was for backs. Because if I used my max suit, I would get 2 reps and I would black out or I would gas out. It's
just too
so I always
much.
had a lighter suit. Did the lighter suit give me much on the lifts? It just kept you a lot tighter, a lot safer. I think it's mental.
I was just
I
going to
say
say
it's more
it's
psychological probably
yeah.
than anything.
You just feel that you're like more like Iron Man walking out. You know, you're more tighter in and all. And it's just like, you know. I would never really say, like my max suit, yeah, that gave me a lot. That put a lot on my max. But when it came to the rep suit, I think it was just a mental thing more than anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like see for Jack, like he just has the same suit for everything, but he just loose, like he wears the straps quite loose when he's going for reps.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just to have that stability and
And I suppose
the
when
pressure
you
in the hips.
train at the heavyweights with a suit, it's a whole different ball game if you suddenly try doing the event without a suit.
Yeah.
You know, you
It's
have to
like
stick with what you're doing.
Your raw position and your suit position aren't going to be the same. Like you're generally going to be in, like especially if the suit is actually tight on you, you're probably going to be in a little bit of a different position. Generally, your feet will be a little bit wider because you're that bit more restricted. Your hips will be a little bit higher. So
Yes.
you do have the 2 different positions. So like for some people, they actually get loads out of a suit. For some, they don't really.
Kyle is one of the first ones. I commented on one of Kyle's videos a couple of weeks ago about the massive improvement that was in his deadlift, how fast it was off the ground. You know, I think Kyle will do okay here.
I was saying to Mark, I think this setup is probably going to throw a lot of the lads, because they would have all just been training on like a flat deadlift platform with like bumpers, and then this is obviously going to be very, very different.
Yeah, this is the most, like, you take a beautiful thing like the deadlift that every strongman loves, and this is just destroying it, making it the most awful version
Stabs
of
it in the heart.
deadlift in every way, shape possible. You know, a dirty, stinking stiff bar, then weights are going to feel so solid. Every time it hits the ground, the vibrations is going to go back up through your
Yeah.
arms, through your body. you just take such a beautiful thing and absolutely destroy it by making it an actual deadlift. But it's strongman, and it's the way it has to be.
So we have Dean on the right of your screen and Kyle McGowan on the left. 320 reps. Dean with the first rep.
And Kyle with the first rep.
Kyle just a little bit slower to get that lockout. Once Dean kind of gets it above his knees, he's able to hit you, and he's quite strong then.
Kyle tries to shake of the head
speed off the floor, all the speed off the floor.
Dean getting his third rep.
I mean, Kyle is going to call it after that one rep.
I think Dean just getting a little bit of breath in, a little bit of air. Taking a break is sometimes like a risky move, because I find sometimes when you go back then, like your body has realized what you've been trying to do, and it just is like, no, sorry, no more.
Taking a break, one of the biggest risks you do taking a break is it lets the blood pressure come back down.
Yes.
And that's not okay when it comes to max lift or heavy lifting. You want the blood pressure to stay high, so that weight doesn't feel that it's absolutely ridiculous. See what I mean?
And you can see it there with Dean getting that back. For some people, like that's the rest that they just need, like especially like if it's not a weight that's like really taxing for them, like close to their max, it's fine.
Everybody's very, very different, you know. Like with me, I always used to feel that right, I'll go as far as I can go here, and then that's probably it. There might be a chance I get one rep more if I was to sit and rest, but I always found that if I was to maybe I was capable of getting 7 lifts, if I was to go and do 5 and then rest, there's a good chance I'll not get the next 2. I'm better just to keep going.
I'd be the same, yeah.
If I stopped, I always felt my blood pressure came down too much, and then when you go to lift that weight again, the nervous system is like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to lift this again? We're supposed to be finished. It also might be because
I think it's a mental thing as well. It's being able to, like, once you get to that 5th rep and it starts to get a wee bit uncomfortable, where you're like, I just want to take a wee bit of a break here. It's having the mental capacity to just push through that and push through the discomfort. So we have Ger Buckley and Dylan Doyle up next. So Ger on the right and Dylan will be on the left.
Just listen to the referee's instructions, so make sure you know what you're doing. Get into position.
320 kilos
Okay, gentlemen,
on the back.
take your breath.
So
both athletes using figure of 8 straps.
for a second there, I thought Ger was going raw, but his suit is hidden.
no, he's
This is the zip on under the t-shirt.
Ready, Jack? Ready, load? Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Solid first rep for Ger.
Good first rep for Ger.
hard to work for that rep.
Dylan just taking his time here. And 0 in an event is going to cost him big time.
He will want to get at least 1 rep here.
Dylan is sitting in 5th at the moment, so it's going to put him back down to the bottom of the table if he has to zero it, or if he ends up zeroing this.
I think Dylan Doyle realised there's a problem, whether he can't breathe enough down at the bottom or something. He's took a,
Sometimes there's a thing, it's too much brace.
it is the height that these guys are lifting at is a normal deadlift height, but it's on a 30-out axle bar, which makes it 10 times worse. So
Ger calls that both.
So 1 rep for Ger and unfortunately a 0 for Dylan.
And like you say,
disappointed with that, man.
he was in a very good position there in 5th. He will be disappointed with that.
So our next part is Jack and Rory.
So we have Jack Harkin coming up now and Rory O'Hagan. So Jack, the first of our big lifters here.
On this side, Rory on that side.
Jack looking revved up for this one.
No, sorry, on that side, Rory. Go back to that side. That bumping into a big wall, Mark, didn't they?
And Rory coming out.
Interesting to see what Rory does here.
Yeah, I'm interested too. Such different sizes between the two of them. It's ridiculous. It's little and large on the screen there.
Literally like a junior versus a senior.
So Rory on the right there, Jack on the left of your screen.
Jack looks like Rory's dad right now, you know.
So both lads just getting strapped in now, ready to go. Jack, I'd say, is probably going to be one of the only lads that doesn't opt for figure 8s. Most lads, they go for the axles of figure 8s. Yeah, he doesn't like them. No, hates it. Prefers like the longer straps.
Solid start from Rory.
First rep from Rory. He's keeping attention on that deadlift too.
Both athletes.
Yeah, very, very.
Jack starting to get into the rhythm
This is
here.
the standard that you should have.
Someone said 5 reps on the live shot.
Jack just starting to hit now, Rory.
He's sticking on it. He's still grinding. He's got more in the best, but he's still grinding. I think Jack's ahead, but I think
1 rep ahead.
I think possibly from Jack. Come on, Jack. Taking a little breather. Getting that air back in and going again. He's got this. He's got this. Come on, get the shoulders back. Yes. I think he'll be happy enough with that.
I think as well, like it's smart. You need to play the game when you know that you've Yoke and Stones coming up.
Yeah.
And you know what? Rory could be extremely pleased with that. I think that's an incredible result. Jack's an incredible deadlifter, so beside him, it always looks, oh, well, he didn't do it.
He just smashed some seasonable strongman. And like, my very first start with strongman, the one thing I was told is you need a big deadlift and a big press.
Yeah.
Is if you can't deadlift, like, don't do strongman.
I think it was actually,
Yeah, you don't really have a good starting point, do you? Like,
I remember seeing one of Laws's videos and he did say you have to be a good deadlifter.
Yeah.
Be a strongman now. You can't get away with not being a good deadlifter.
This
unless
is
you're
going to be an
Kalichowski and
interesting
you
pair
somehow
up.
crawl your way back onto a podium after 0 in a deadlift.
This is going to be an interesting pair up. Like with the bar being 320 with Matthew McKeegan, and Matthew McKeegan being so seasoned in this style of lifting, this could
And he'll
surprise
be
you.
quick. He will be quick.
Matthew loves this shit. Like, this is bread and butter for Matthew. Like, he better not jinx me and do his shit
I think
performance.
you've jinxed him. I think that's the way it goes.
But as I say, this is the thing about Sean, is it's the unknown. But like, I
Sean
do
is the
expect.
unknown.
Yeah,
He's got to be.
he's a real dark horse. Like,
Yeah.
He's a big man deadlifting in the suit too. Like, you know, but I expect big numbers from him. Don't get me wrong. But Matthew here, this will be first and second, I would say, after this year. So far.
Yeah.
Sean ready? Matthew ready? On the whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Quick start from Matthew.
very easy for
Right
Sean.
behind him.
I think Sean just struggling with the position that he's in. I think he just needs to find.
His groove, yeah. Matthew on
Matthew a little bit slower here.
It's not the speed I expect.
No, I would have thought a little bit quicker. Now he's still doing a solid
And
performance
just
there.
taking their time.
He's we'll start hitching there now.
Let's be honest, how tired are them legs going to be after
Did
that?
Sean get that last
I
rep?
don't think
Hips
so.
look very soft.
I didn't see the ref, but from here it didn't look fully locked out. And Matthew's struggling, trying to get this through.
The
He
hip.
gets it. But I think that will be Matthew's last. Sean has a chance at one more.
Oh, I don't think he wanted that suit off.
He didn't.
That was a bad call. Not sure what happened there. There's no point now.
Oh, he is not happy at all.
Stop throwing your toys out of the pram.
To be honest, like, it was a real grind, a real effort, that last lift for Matthew.
I don't think he would have gotten it anyway.
I don't think he would have. He's the type of lifter, but he possibly could. Do you know what I mean?
I will be honest, like when I saw him go down after that last rep, I thought he was done. I thought he had actually finished at that.
And I'm sorry, but if you're tugging at your suit and going like this and
Yeah.
looking at one of the officials, what? Of course they're going to think that you want your suit off.
Like the one thing that the guys here are working so hard, they have to be on the ball with an athlete that is
Yeah.
in trouble and with suits that need to come off quick.
The thing about it is, like, if you know.
And especially, I'm sorry, with someone like Matt who is prone to and stuff, you know, we want to try and avoid that as much as possible. So
No, like it's fair enough if he thinks he might have got another rep, but
I don't think he would.
genuinely think he was probably at the end of the one there. So I don't think it's going to affect the scores.
I think whenever Matthew settles down a wee bit, like, see, to be honest, I think Matthew's frustration there is that he knows and I know and we all know that he could do a lot better than what he just done. I think he's maybe frustrated with that more than anything, but I think when he settles down he'll realise that the guy assistant there was just looking after his well-being and
100%.
making sure that he wasn't going to back out, he was going to be okay. should be a good pair in here.
Yeah, we have Killian and Pa. So Killian on the right of your screens, Pa on the left.
Killian's a good deadlift. For Pa, this is bread and butter for Pa. Like, Pa's done this in front of 8,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, on similar equipment.
This is the last heat as well.
Yeah.
So Pa knows exactly what he needs to do to.
And there's a big sort
here.
of battle going on with these two, because obviously Killian is this year's Ultimate Strongman, Ireland's Strongest Man. Pa has won it 5 times. So this is a situation with these two athletes. They're like, who is the best?
Yeah. So Killian will be wanting to clip that there. A little bit of tactics there from Pa.
Yeah, I would say Pa's going to speed rep here basically what he needs.
Yeah, he'll know the number he needs to.
That's
very quick.
Pa Dwyer at this event.
Killian a little bit slower to drop it back down, just holding it.
You expect this from Pa Dwyer, like, and everybody who Pa Dwyer is just going to expect.
Like the Giants Live are normally 340, 350 ish kind of.
350, and it's similar style of repping that you would see even from Pa at that there, you know, so like, he normally
gets around 5-6 reps at the 340, 350. So.
He knows Gillian's not going to catch him. Drop down. Why do that?
Oh, and Killian just not able to get the lock out. He's spent now.
Yeah.
You have to remember, like, I'll be honest, that the display and the deadlift that I seen there isn't what I was expecting, but maybe I wasn't, you know, the loading race that took the event before it, maybe I didn't give that enough, you know, credit. That was heavy loading race, like running with them bags, and there was a lot of athletes who didn't finish it, which means that it really taxed a lot of athletes. So like,
it was like their max effort. Like, and like I was saying, this setup as well is a lot different to what the lads would have been training and everything. So
what they have from the loading event, like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say not
it's
even.
Fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what Giants Live do.
Yeah.
Killian is struggling here a little bit. He has had that issue with Thor.
Yeah, unfortunately, Killian does have a little bit of a back injury. He injured his back about 2.5 weeks ago.
He does not look like he's moving. No, he is not moving comfortably at all.
Looks like a hip problem from Gillian.
His QL started to come out of them. Right. So
this is a problem he's been having for the last couple of weeks after a heavy yoke session.
Yeah, it
and
was just when he
does
dropped.
not look comfortable at all there.
It wasn't under the yoke. It was when he put the yoke down. He just felt like a pain shoot up through.
Right.
Okay, so just looking in there, that was a winner for Power.
Easy win for Power.
Going through the points here, just looking.
So Pa running there, and we will be getting Pa on for a quick chat with Matty Costello very shortly. Matty's just gone looking for him.
In 8th place, Dean Doyle with 11 points. Dylan Doyle with 11.5 points. And then that brings it up to Killian Gould, 16 points.
So we're just going to go for the interview with Pa here.
Pa, you're after winning the deadlift there. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, I feel good. I knew 8 reps was good enough for either first or second place. So I had 8 reps in my head. Once I did 8, I stopped.
And you're in the lead now, going into the last 2 events. How are you feeling about them 2 events?
York is something I haven't done in about 2 years, but I'm kind of hopeful enough. I think if I do mid-table and win the stones, that should be enough, hopefully.
Sounds good. Best of luck with everything.
And then Matthew McKee going in third with 20.5 points. Sorry, that's right, I got that wrong. The next case, Killian Gould with 20 points, and Matthew with 20.5. So it's really, really tight at the top. Anything can still happen. 2 events to go. The yoke's going to be super quick. From right further, lighter, faster man? I don't know. It's going to be a real challenge. A lot of times I haven't seen perform today, so let's see what we can do.
And we'll just see them clearing off the mats for the that we use for the axle deadlift, and we are setting up for the yoke next.
They seem to have the yokes pretty much set up, ready to go. It's just taking them off the platforms and putting them down.
Now, and these yokes look so impressive. You can't see them on just the screen at the moment, but they're going to be there very, very soon.
So once you see the yokes on your screen, you'll see they're actually quite narrow. So for any of the lads who've been training on a wider yoke, trying to get in under this and get into their right position and get braced mightn't actually suit them, so that could also throw them off.
Yeah, so apologies, you lost the feed for just there for a moment, moving cameras to get it all set for the Yoke Walk. And I believe we've got some scores. How are we looking so far?
So in the lead we have Paul Dwyer on 27.5 points. So he now has a 5-point lead ahead of Sean, who is on 22.5 points.
That's a solid gap between two events left. Still 20 points up for grabs, but that is a safe buffer there.
Yeah, and then just after him we've Killian Groom on 22 points, so only a half a point behind Sean now. And then literally after that we have Matt McKeegan on 20.5 points. It's 20.5 points.
That's
and
impressive.
Then just after him we have Jack on 20. So
there
again,
is a big bunch. There's 2.5 points between second and fifth?
Second and fifth, yeah.
That's impressive.
And it'll obviously depend now how Killian's feeling. He didn't look too great when he was hopping off there, unfortunately.
And when you're going into a
yoke where you need to
kg.
move your hips, like if you have any issues there in the hips, it's really going to show in the yoke. Like with the static events, you can sometimes kind of get away from it because you kind of just push through the pain. Yeah. Like you can just push through it essentially. But with a moving event, if you can't move, you can't move. Do you know? If you can't move your leg.
Like when you keep in mind that it was actually the yoke that caused Killian that injury.
Yeah.
So you think you're replicating the
But it
exact
was at
same
the end.
thing.
It was when he dropped it.
It was the drop.
Maybe he'll just walk the entire time.
Yeah.
So back to the points anyway. In 6th place we have Roy O'Hagan holding his own there on 17 points. So three points behind. Yeah. After that, then there's a bit of a gap. So the next we have Dean Doyle. Next we have Dylan Doyle on 11.5 points. We have Dean then on 10 points. Jared Buckley on 8, and then Kyle McGowan on 5. So there is a bit of a gap between our top 5 and our bottom 5.
Yes.
Our top 6 and our kind of bottom lot then, because Rory, I suppose I would include in that top gap because he's only 3 points off 5th place.
He's very close, and he will be quite happy with that position going into these final 2 events.
Absolutely.
Still gives him a shot at that podium. You know, there's a lot of big guys up there, but you do not know, and he is a quick athlete.
Yeah,
so
and I think he's proven, because for a lot of it we weren't really sure, maybe this is going to be a bit too heavy for him, but I think he's really proven himself today, and every time you kind of doubt him, he's very much able to hold his own.
Yes.
And I think he very much proved that with the deadlift, 6 reps.
I was just going to say,
he came third on that deadlift.
Results for the deadlift, what did people end up on?
We had
in first.
We had Pa in first place with 8 reps.
Then you had Jack Harkin.
Sorry, now I'm looking, I didn't know where I was looking there. So in first position, we had Pa with 8, and he knew that he had to just beat Jack's number of 7. So he just went out and did that. So Jack was in second with 7 points. Rory after him then with 6. Rory came third.
Yes, which is, again, for such a light, young athlete, that's an incredible result. Then you had...
We apparently don't... we have a joint third. So sorry, Matt McKeegan as well had 6 reps. So they were joint third. Then in 5th place, then we had Killian with 4 reps. Then followed by that, we had Sean Gillen with 3, which I'm kind of surprised about, to be honest.
It is. I do think it's probably, from chatting to him, it is one of his weaker ones. Now, I say that as in his 1 rep max on the deadlift is 380, which is a big man for 380. You'd sort of go, well, that's probably one of his weaker ones, because you'd expect maybe a slight bit more.
Yeah, especially when you're in a lineup where there's lads that are season 400 pullers.
So you can sort of, he'll be hopefully thinking, right, this was my weakest event, it's out of the way now.
I can move on, I can pick up points. I'd be interested to see, because he was very surprising on the loading, very quick on his feet, so I'll be interested to see, is he able to be that quick with 420 kilo yoke on his back.
And do you know what, I think he might be, judging by that loading race, it didn't seem to bother him at all.
Absolutely not.
He won't be going as the distance that he did there. It's just 10 up and 10 back.
Yeah.
So I think this event could really suit him.
Yeah. And I'd be interested to see, because it was originally meant to be just for, I think, either a 15 or 20 metre run, just one continuous run. So a lot of these lads wouldn't have practiced their drop of their turn. They wouldn't have practiced that transition. So it'll be interesting to see now, do any of them lose out points? Are they quick on the turn up, and then someone who is kind of just steady on the turn but has a really quick transition and able to bring it back would end up being quicker than someone who's really quick on their feet but then a really, really slow transition. So the transition will matter here.
So we'll just have a look at them there. You can see them just sort of having a feel for the equipment.
Getting warmed up. I'm pretty sure that yoke is 320 kilos empty.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. We'll see when the plates go on.
Yeah, because they were the warm-up yokes for at Official Strongman Europe's this year, and I went to pick it up, and I thought that was like the female one,
just that one.
and I went to pick it up, and I was like standing under it, and your mom was like, no, that's the men's. And I was like, thank God, because I probably would have broke myself.
You might have. I think you would have done it. No bother to you.
Good old strong glutes, me, I'm good. I'm not that.
Racing these guys move really quickly with this, but there will be another 120 kilograms going on today. The 120 kilograms going on. So that'll change the game a little bit.
just before the next event starts, I will again give a big shout out of gratitude to Healthy Shop, which are powered by Muscle Foods. So incredible range of hampers, meat hampers they have. So I'm going to put on a little bit of an advert for you. If you do want to make an order, head on over to our website. You get free delivery if you use the code IrishStrength. It's only for this weekend, so get on over, make your order, and they have loads of special offers on there for this weekend. So if you order a hamper, you actually get 2 more for 1 cent. So it's a pretty much a no-brainer. So it's healthyshop.com. And word has just come in there. Word's just come in there that unfortunately Killian has had to drop out. You could sort of see it there after that last event that he really was not looking comfortable. That QL has been giving him an awful lot of problems, and yeah, it is a huge shame. He will be absolutely gutted that he's had to drop out there. So Chris McNaughton has been roping in anyone that he can for interviews here. I think he's really enjoying this commentary side of things. So I think we have Jonathan Kelly coming over for a quick chat.
So I'm joined with Johnny Kelly. Johnny, multiple Ireland's Strongest Man champion. You're here today as a spectator. You had a bit of decision making whether you're going to do this here today or not, but a slight bicep injury made you think that was enough for the year. But this year was your first year back after 2 years out. How's competing this year going for you so far?
It's been a mixed bag of emotions, ups and downs. I think training went really well. I didn't really produce it in the competitions, which was disappointing for me. But like you say, coming from basically doing nothing for the last 4 years to get myself to a level where I could compete at a decent stage was good. And then hopefully a good winter now, and then hopefully it'll be even better next year.
Looking at the standard here today, like we were talking on the live stream about like the standard of strongman here today. There's nobody really missing here today, apart from like Sean Diver, Daniel McElroy. But the lineup here today is truly the best of the best in Ireland right now. This is I first started strongman in the last 15 years. Me and you have competed together. We've seen the rise and fall of strongman. Strongman in Ireland seems to be rising back up again, and even today when we look through who's all in the audience and the standard of strongmen are here to watch today, like it's exciting again, like the way strongman's going in Ireland.
Yeah, it is really good to see. This competition's kind of brought all the strongest guys together, and it's good as a spectator to see all the guys come together and see who is really the strongest person here. And I think we'll find out today who is.
Are you starting to get the hunger for competing here again next year? Like there's that golden ticket, the Britain's Strongest Man. You know, we know you're in the Masters category. You're Masters Ireland's Strongest Man right now. Competed at Masters Europe this year. But would this maybe pull you back down into the open weight strongman again?
It would. I think in my mind, yes, I want to be there. You always have that hunger to really step up and say, I can still do it with these guys. And if my body lets me, I will do it. But I kind of now, I've turned 40, I have to listen to my body a bit more. And if it, like with the bicep injury there, if it says no, I just have to listen to it rather than before where I could push through and risk the injury. Now I'm just like, if I can get there, I will. And I still want to do it, so hopefully I will be able to.
Today's performances so far, like we've seen amazing log pressing from Sean. Pad Wire did what we expected he would do in the deadlift. There's been a few surprise athletes. Today, like, what have you seen so far that surprised you the most?
What surprised me? I think there's been a couple of surprise packages. I think Rory again's been very impressive. Like, he did 6 reps there with 320 axle, and he's only 23 years old. I think he's got a real good future ahead of him, and it'll be good to see him progress in the next couple of years, because he's only started in strongman, so another few years he's going to develop that real core strength in all the disciplines that make him really dangerous. But I think we've got a real good mix of people in Ireland now that are stealing points off each other. It's only good for the sport. It's only going to help it grow and grow. The more people get interested and get better in it.
The next event is just about to start. I think the guys are nearly ready. So before we go, Johnny, who's your favourite to win today? Who do you think is going to come out on top?
Well, I think Paz going to win it. He started showing this class here. He's starting to pull away from the pack a bit. I think Yoke's maybe the hardest event for him out of all the events today, but again, he'll do well in the stones, and I think he'll do enough to win it.
Johnny Kelly, current master, Ireland's strongest man, and 2 times Ireland's strongest man? 2 times Ireland's strongest man. Cheers, buddy. Thank you.
So the first one will come by himself and Kazmaier going on his own.
Great to see Jonathan chatting away there. I think he's missing not competing today. I think he would be itching to be out
It's so
there.
hard when you're sitting on the sidelines and you just want to get out there. Like,
I'm surprised he didn't just say, I'll take over for Killian. I'll do the last 2 events. I'll jump in. There's no problem.
so unfortunately, because Killian has dropped out, Kyle is now going to have, we have an uneven number of lads. So Kyle is going to have to go open for this one.
This is a little bit of a shame. It is, especially on an event like this, having someone beside you really can drive you on.
And especially if it's someone quick as well, because, like, you know, if someone is running quick beside you, it's going to push you on a little bit more as well, like, because you're going to try and keep up with them.
Now, a few discussions going on in the centre, just going through the last few rules and just making sure everyone knows the situation with the yoke. Your eyes are better than mine. Were you right that there were 320? Can you see the plates on there?
No.
No, fair enough. Your eyes are just as bad as mine, so fair enough.
There's like different plates on each one, so I'm like, I don't. Thank you.
What's on the surface is this? What's on the surface is that?
Would it be bad if I sat in a burger during?
No, Jack is like proper out.
I'll tell you what, on the live chat, given us in the next 5 minutes, should we allow Chris to have a burger on the live stream?
As long as you're not smacking into the fucking...
We're incredibly professional here.
Some people like, what do you call that, AMSR?
ASMR, that's it.
I don't think it works as well with like strongman delving into a burger.
No. There's a niche for everything.
Yeah, well, there is. There's working it there for everyone. Weight of these yokes, I'm not sure. Them yokes, let me think about this.
They're 420.
Oh, you can see the plates, can you?
What do you think they are?
No, they're 420.
They're 420. The yoke itself, we were trying to figure out.
I'm pretty sure the yoke is 320. It is, yeah.
What was in my gym?
It was the one on the right is the one that they use for the warm-ups for Europes. And I went and stood underneath it because I thought I didn't know that, like, I just seen it, so I was like, oh, go up, get my height flag. And one of the lads was like, no, because there was no one around it, like, and he was like, that's the men's.
So really, what we want to do is get that and give him one big burst of support. Let's get it going. He's going to carry it down. He's going to cross this line and he's going to carry it home again.
So Dave is saying Kyle McGowan, but
that is not
Dylan. So Dylan obviously zeroed the last of it, so he will be going up first. I think Dylan is good. I can't remember if it's Dylan or Dave. He's actually good at the video.
I think they're both quite good on
this. 2, 1.
And an easy pick, and he's moving quite well here.
Yeah, that weight is no bother.
Yeah. The transition. You don't want to waste too much time. Oh, and just a small drop.
Needs to get to the line.
He's almost there.
And he is there. Well done. He will be happy with that.
That was good.
That's a bit of a statement there.
Yeah, I think 420 is the right weight for these yokes. The distance isn't like the longest distance in the world, but like, there's a turn with it. You're picking these up at least twice.
It's the turn as well. It's having to pick it multiple times.
Re-pick it. So like, to have that weight in your nervous system and then moving with it and then
release.
Sort of like
It's when you release it and try to re-pick it then.
That's what kills you. Like.
Yeah.
But I think it's the right weight for this event.
Yeah, me too.
I used to hate super yoke. For somebody with legs and hips the size of mine, I was awful at it.
Really?
I was always awful at super yoke.
I don't mind a yoke. We train our events at Jack's home house shed, like his mum and dad's shed, and the ground is like a hill, gravelly, stony ground. So me and Jack have to train like yoke and stuff on that. So like once we get onto the flat ground, we're like, oh, this feels so great. Why am I so fast? Because for years when I started off first, I had yoke in my first competition, and for ages I was like, oh my god, I'm so bad at yoke. I'm going to zero this event. Like, I was like, and then I went up to my coach's gym and I went on a flat ground. We were like, oh, I'm actually okay. I'm actually quite good at this.
For normal circumstances,
I just needed a flat surface.
This is an interesting tip because obviously we have carpet down on the floor, and we were thinking maybe that cause a problem. Seems to be going okay so far.
So Jer on the left here and Kyle on the right.
Joe looking fast here.
Jared said he was going to be good at this, and he's backing up.
Powers through. Very quick. Kyle just over that line. Jar sliding at the last 10
I think
foot.
we'll probably get him a second penalty maybe for that slide, but I'm not really sure what time they're... The fact that Dave called out the slide as well, I don't know if they're doing like a time second penalty for sliding.
The other thing was up on this side, the halfway point, Kyle was... it was borderline whether he was over that line. I think he was maybe a millimetre on to the line. It was very close. But at any stage, it's never the athletes. The athletes only go by what the judges tell them. So if a judge calls him back, then fair enough, the athlete will come back. Otherwise,
He says down, you go down.
You just keep going.
You listen to that judge.
You see this a lot where people start thinking, oh, well, the athlete shouldn't get that point or whatever else. It's nothing to do with the athlete. It is the judges all the way. And next up, who have we got next?
We should... Sean, Gillen and Dean Doyle up next.
One that I think are very, very strong on this event. So this will be interesting. Sean, again, like we said, is a tough one. We don't really know, but
I love that. I love how we just
yeah. It adds a little bit extra.
It gives you a lot of
spice.
and it gives you a lot of ooze.
Yeah.
But like,
Because then when they like pull stuff out of the bag, you're like, you're so impressed
the
by it.
Luton event was like, wow. And then it was like, oh. But like,
Such a contrast there.
Solid so far.
Dean really, he looks a bit unsteady here.
Sean powering through.
It's a little slower on the turn there, so Dean's going to
They are neck and neck though. Sean just, I'd say there's a half a foot in it there.
I was talking to Sean in the back, and he was saying that he took a gamble with a different suit today.
Oh.
And he says it really affected him with
The
getting
gamble
into
didn't
position.
pay off.
And he says it was one of them things that didn't pay off.
Because we were thinking, like, it just seemed
Didn't
like...
make sense.
It didn't make sense,
He was
should
kicking
be so much
himself.
stronger with
I
it.
thought he was kicking himself just about the result, and then I was talking to him, and he says, "No," he says, "I sit there." He says, "I'll put it on for the first time today." He says, "I knew I was taking a risk." He says, "But I just thought it would pay
Oh,
off."
that's for a seasoned athlete
I
like
wouldn't,
that. That's a weird decision.
I have like one rule, and it's like don't do anything differently on comp day than you haven't done
That's the
before.
standard rule that everyone
When it comes
should
to
follow.
food, when it comes to like
Especially when it comes to food.
everything, like
You're not going to try a new Chinese restaurant the night before you do a strongman
Don't do
show.
anything
You
different.
do it when you're doing commentary though, because I made that mistake. But anyway. So we've got Matthew McKeegan.
This is good player.
Yoke's not great for Matt. I know that much anyway.
No, Matt was struggling. I think he got to close to the weight. I think he did 4.5, I want to say. I can't remember in his
I'm
training.
just going by Europe's. I think his Yoke was like 360-ish at Europe.
Okay.
It did let him down a little bit. Then where he lost was over the weekend.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. That is a heavy yoke. Rory is flying here.
That's insane. That is insane at his age. Years in the sport that he can move that
So impressive. I think like Rory's like, if we could do like a star of the show, or like it would be Rory.
And he literally just dropped it about half a foot from the line. McKeegan is just over the line as well.
That yoke is literally just on the line. It's not even over, it's gone. So I think we have our last.
That was such an incredible performance by Rory. The only downside is he dropped it just before the line, which I know will really annoy him.
You'd be surprised how long it takes for you to like pick that back up again, and like how much it eats into your time.
Take a lift and another 420 kg up. It's the last thing you want to do.
So we've Powerlifting now and Jack Harkin. Our first and second place in the deadlift.
Whichever side you want, Bob, because they're both exactly the same. Par here, Jack over there. Okay, Jack, get your heights set, guys. Make sure your heights are good.
This wouldn't be Jack's favourite event. It's not that he's not, like, he's just slow. Like, he like if you put two... Probably. I think we're all a bit slow for in strongman, to be honest.
True.
But you could put 200 kilos on a yoke, or you could put like 500 kilos on the yoke, and Jack just moves at this really slow pace. So
he would have preferred heavier.
Yeah, you make that as heavier as it can, get the rest of the lads out of the way, and he would have been okay.
Here we go. We ready? On my whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Starting well there.
Very unstable.
Jack, very unstable. Just needs to reset himself. Pa's doing well. Over the line.
Very unsteady, but like
He's getting into it now.
He's better there now.
Yeah, I think he just needed to find his position on it.
And he's just short of the line again. This is so taxing on the nervous system. Having to pick that 3 times already and now a 4th. He needs to get this.
He needs to hurry up. I don't think it really matters, to be honest, because I think he needs to leave it because he's not going to...
So we're coming to his dive, we're just screaming for Jack here.
this is one of these things as a strongman.
He's happy enough with that.
It's just hard when it, like, the whole point of the sport strongman is, you know, being a strongman. I don't want to say ego because it's a good ego to have, but like, you just want to finish it for yourself. The smart thing is to just be it.
It's not ego. It's sort of pride in yourself. You just want to finish the event.
He was going to be the slowest time there, regardless of whether he finished that or not. So him bursting his bollocks there, trying to pick it up at his time.
Everyone else has finished.
Everyone else has finished. Do you know what I mean?
Like
So he would have been the slowest time, regardless of whether he finished or not. So there was no point in him continuously trying to pick up 420 kilos and taxing himself going in. Like, stones are probably his best event. He's probably one of the best stone lifters in the country.
Yes.
So he
Save
needs to save it for that, yeah.
And I'm sure everyone on the live stream heard the screaming there.
Sorry.
From the kid. It adds an extra little bit to the commentary.
I could just see everyone staring at me when I was shouting at him to leave it. People were like, why did you leave it?
Everyone else in the place was saying to go for more. So we've got an interview with the winner of that event.
So Sean, you're after winning another event here, Super Yoke. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, feeling good. Especially after the deads, didn't really go my way, but I knew how to come out and put up a good number in this event. So yeah, feeling good about it.
So going into the stones, you probably don't know this, but you're 1 point behind, and they're using World's Strongest Man rule. So if you win the stones, and even if Park comes second, you win the competition. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good knowing that. I didn't know how close we ended up there in the end. So yeah, look. It's stones, it's good old-fashioned strongman. It's, head down, throw them over, and yeah, the best man will win, that's for sure.
And is it typically a good event for you?
Stones, yeah, look, stones are not bad for me. Yeah. Look, I'm excited. This is probably only the second or third time I've had an actual full stone run, you know. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it and see what we can do.
Good stuff. Excited to see it. Best luck.
No worries. Thank you.
Down to the wire.
No, and again, great to chat to. We're trying to get a hold of the scores here, which is why you can hear a little bit of chatter behind. So, we're none of us looking at the camera, we're all actually looking at the scores here.
So I was thinking that while you figure out the scores, we're going to have a bit of a break for the stones setting up here. So on the live stream, do you guys want to say who you want me to grab the interview? Or leave it up to
We're on now. You're chatting live to us now.
No. What I'm saying is, do they ask them who they want me to interview?
Who do you guys want interviewed? I thought you were just chatting away to me. I'm live now. What are you on about? So we have a number of top athletes actually in the crowd today.
Yeah.
So Daniel McElroy is obviously in there.
There's Nicky Whelan's over there. Peter Brenner is around somewhere. Pete McCown I've seen around. And then you have Dave Warner himself, which might be nice to get a chat with Dave.
See how
the
he's
athletes well, they'll be tagging it up and stuff like that, but maybe I could possibly go on.
It'd be one, I think, I can't imagine he'd be in the mood for it. But I imagine everyone on the live stream would love to have a quick word with Killy and see how he's feeling. But it's one of those things where it's such a horrible situation where he will be so disappointed.
He will. But this is a part of Strongman, unfortunately, that obviously he has an issue at the moment, and it's a part of Strongman. When you get problems like that, you need to go away, address the problem, fix it, and then come back into it again. Unfortunately, that's just what he's going to have to do.
I think one of the issues was, and like I said at the start of the show, the guys had minimal amount of time to a point to organise this. But when you're putting in a 420 kg yoke, and the athletes have 5 or 6 weeks of prep time, the athletes will all be doing the yoke, but they will not be doing anywhere near that weight on a normal weekly basis. So they have to suddenly jump possibly even 100 kg up within 5-6 weeks, and it's such a strain on the body.
The athletes, normally it used to be where in Strongman you had like the season for Strongman, which was the summer season, but the athletes are going to have to realise now that the qualifier for Britons is back, and they're going to have to realise the qualifier for Britons, because Britons is always the start of the year, the qualifier will always be the end of the summer going into the autumn.
Yes, yeah.
So they know that now for years moving forward, and they're going to have to decide themselves what means most to them. If you're an athlete who you decide that going to Britain's Strongman, competing in Giants Live, competing in the biggest, best arenas you could ever possibly compete in your sport, if that is what means the most to you, well then you're going to have to target your peak being at the end of the summer, start of the autumn, and wait for that date to be released for it coming out. It is back now. It hasn't been about for the last few years, but it is back now, and I guarantee it'll be back next year, the following year, it'll be bigger, and it'll be bigger, and it'll be bigger. So if I was an athlete and I was still competing, for me, the only show I would ever want to do is Giants Live, and it's just the pinnacle of strength shows. I would be planning my whole training, my whole competitive season around next year, that I would be coming into a peak at the end of the summer, going into the autumn, and then be able to continue that forward for it's not January, February, Britain's, isn't it? January, March, something like that there, yeah.
27th of January, I think.
End of January, yeah.
Right, what's this here?
So how are we looking on the scores? So we'll start with the overall placings first, and then we'll have a look at the actual last event, the Yoke Walk.
33.5 is
that? Is in the lead with 33.5, and then Sean is literally a point behind him at 32.5. After that, then we have Rory with 24 points.
Rory is really keeping up.
Half a point behind him then is Matt McKeegan, and then a point behind him is Jack Harkin. So again, that top five really starting to pull away.
Such light athletes.
That's insane.
I think especially Rory, because he's very, he doesn't have a lot of experience. I think this is maybe his second year. like this is his first full year competing at this kind of level. Like he's obviously last year he's been competing at lower level comps, but this is the first year where he's really had to step up, and like each comp that he's done, I think he's been on the podium for.
Jack's sort of coming in, if I'm right here reading this, Jack's, you have Gillian Group still sitting at 22. But Jack's in after 20, so obviously Gillian's continuing.
That's not updated because Jack is on 22
No,
points
you'll see
as well.
if you look at your
It's
Jack's
not up
scores.
yet. So he's on 22 because I seen it on the iPad.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he would have got 2
Said it's
points.
4 through like.
Yeah, he would have got 2
Fully
points.
still reach. A really good strong.
And Pa and Sean, there's literally a point between them. That's
And I think they've kind of pulled ahead of themselves, so that we're kind of looking at first and second there. So it really just not like depends on what both of them do on
I
the
think
stones.
that's sort of what we expected coming into this competition, where after the deadlift, unfortunately, it looked like Sean had dropped off and the Pa was going to sort of shoot off into lead, but Sean has actually pulled it back.
Yeah.
The big lad can move.
Big lad can
Is there anything on the live sleep that the live feed there about interview?
Let's have a quick look here. So, interview Sean Gillen. We hopefully will be getting an interview with Sean.
We don't want to obviously interview the athletes while
the
the
athletes
competition is going on.
during their competing is obviously we try and keep them away. Let me see if there's anybody.
For anyone who doesn't know as well, just because you are asking for interviews with the athletes, Mark did do a series of interviews with the athletes leading up to this comp, and they're available on the IrishStrength YouTube channel as well. So if anyone hasn't seen that, you can go watch them after this.
You've got a shout out from Auntie Liz that says, "Give you the burger." Well, you know, it's going to look terrible on camera, but I'm blaming you, Liz. It's not my fault.
Get a burger.
Liz is a feeder. Liz shows her love through food. Right, I'm going to go see if I can get Gillian for an interview. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
See if he is up for it. Now, so yeah, we are hoping to get Killian on for a quick interview. It's one of those things that you never even really want to ask because.
Yeah, I'm sure he's feeling a wee bit emotional right now. Like, you know, there's going to be a lot of emotions floating around there: disappointment, anger, just pure annoyance.
Just annoyance, frustration. I think he'll have come into this really recognising that he had that issue and this could happen. Especially coming up, I think he would have expected it on the yoke more than the deadlift. But it still doesn't hurt as you know,
it doesn't soften the blow. Like
it doesn't soften the blow, exactly. And I love, Rory's just walked past and you'd swear he was just munching away. He's not bothered at all. He's loving life. And I think we do have Killian for a quick interview here. So
just give it by a wee Taz or something.
Just going to try and get moved across. So we're going to hear from Killian.
We're back. Wayne's shot, okay, yeah? Alright guys, I'm joined with Gillian Groom. Gillian, obviously you weren't out in the last event. What happened?
So a couple of weeks ago I injured my QL and my glutes, and look, I've got a good physio. We've done the best to kind of minimise the pain and everything, and even when I was doing the log press and everything, it was like getting worse after each rep. I got the 170, as soon as I dipped I was just like no. Load of medley was fine, but then it was just like doing the deadlift, it was just like after each rep it was like worse to worse, and on the fourth one it just jolted out like, and I tried picking up the yoke. I picked it up, but it's like the pain was just too much. Like, so I mean,
we could see that there on the commentary panel. Like when we were watching it, we noticed straight away that something went wrong, and then you could see walking away that they were pain you were in. It's a part of the sport. We all know that there. Like injuries come with it and stuff, but to come here to prep, get ready the way you did, and come on and try to put in your best performance, that shows you a lot of balls in the strongman. Like, so credit to you for that there. Going forward, then, like, sort of what's your plan of action now?
So going forward now, obviously, just get this injury sorted out, and then I think around March time, if I get myself fit, I'm going to go for the Irish deadlift record, because I still, like, you know, today was for me to come in and try and like prove myself worthy of Giants Live. So March time I'll probably go for the Irish deadlift record, which is 4:41 at the moment, and just trying to just keep progressing and just try to keep proving that I am one of the strongest in the country. Like it sucks, this injury and everything, but this is part of sports, and I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm just got to keep the head down and keep working forward.
That's it, and you've seen that there with many strongmen in the past. You got an issue, address it, make it stronger. It's part of strongman as being an all-round strong athlete. So, sort out the injury. I remember seeing you at Matthew McKeegan's gym. You came and done the deadlift. Yeah. I really hadn't seen you compete before that there. I seen you on TV and stuff for UKs, and then you came to that show and you sort of pulled a mad fucking deadlift, and I was like, where'd this boy come from type of thing, and that was in a short period of time too, buddy. So you have to bear that in mind, you really accelerated over the past 2 years. You fix that issue, you get that issue sorted. You've so much time ahead of you, you've so much time, so when it comes to injuries and stuff, like somebody who's been through my fair share myself, don't let it get in your head too much. You have so much time ahead of you. You have a massive future ahead of you. You've been to Giants Live. You've got that bug. What was it like when you were at Giants Live, competing in that arena?
It was crazy, to be honest, because it's weird going from a fan as an athlete, going in there, and I walked in and it was like Big Laws, like Mark Felix, Graham Hicks, all these people, and I was like, I always had a panic attack when I seen these people and stuff, but in a good way, it was just a bit surreal. I got into Giants Live because other people got injured, so in my mind, I still hadn't earned my spot there. So until I actually fully qualify and earn my spot, then I'd be a lot more content with myself, But it is what it is. Just keep the head down, just keep working.
It's very obvious to me that your mindset is in the right place. The way you talk about the sport, the way you talk about yourself, the way you talk about competing, your mindset's perfect. And if your mindset's perfect, mate, you'll make it all the way. So I wish you all the best for your recovery. Next year, I'd say you'll come back here and do some fucking damage, do you know what I mean? So all the best for your recovery, mate. I'm sorry I didn't work out the plan for you today, but you have so much ahead of you, a huge future ahead of you. You have a massive fan base on that system. You have a lot of support in Ireland. So just get the head down, get the work, and you'll make it happen. Well done.
Just want to quickly say thank you to everybody who tuned into the live stream to watch me compete. I'm sorry I couldn't finish the competition, but it's not over yet. I'll keep fighting and I'll get there. I'll definitely get there.
Gillian Groom, Ultimate Ireland's strongest man. Well done, buddy. Good work.
Thank you.
Absolutely gutted for Killian on that one, that he's had to drop out, but there's no avoiding it. You get injured.
Unfortunately, it's probably a smart call, because he could potentially push through and just end up doing really bad damage and being out for the whole year next year, and obviously that's not going to do anyone any favors. So you need to just kind of take one and just say, right, okay, for the sake of my whole comp year next year.
And to be honest, he'll be looking. But no, it is tough for him. But he will have a big year coming up next year, and he want to go into that as fit as possible. He won't want to risk doing any more of damage. We just give a quick shout out to our sponsors here at the comp, at the venue here. We've got HR Labs for all of your sports supplement needs. Again, like I said before, head on over to their website. Fantastic supplements provided on there, so definitely head on over. We've got GEHQ, which is the gym that we're in at the moment. They are pivotal to having this comp, because there's not many venues that suit this sort of an event, and they're obviously allowing us to do this in
and
here,
even
which is incredible.
outside the fact that we're hosting this event, the actual gym itself is incredible. There's so much space here. There's I think 4 rooms. There's a full room here that we're in currently, set up pretty much for strongman stuff. There's a section out the front for more CrossFit, high rock stuff. There's your full gym where you have everything, and then there's a boxing ring as well.
I came in here last night to set up, and I was looking around. Every 5 minutes I saw something new. I was like, oh, there's a boxing ring? What's this? What's that?
We might need the boxing ring later on.
Yeah, and that's the
tiebreaker event, boxing ring.
the Healthy Shop, powered by Muscle Foods, who are sponsoring the live stream, so very important. Head on over there, use code IrishStrength, and you get free delivery. It's healthyshop.com, and that will bring you to the website. You can order for Great Britain, Northern Ireland and Ireland. IrishStrength will get you free delivery. Lots of fantastic products on there.
Have to be thrown over the bar. The time stops when the stone ball hits the floor at the other side. So some of the guys may have a teacher on the top for a while.
So we have our final event here now.
But this is
So am I right in saying that this is going to be 1 man at a time, Ron?
1 man at a time, yeah. So I think, just for space-wise, I think they had to take one of the smaller stones out. So there's just 4 stones. So I think it's 120, 140, 160, 180. I'm assuming they've taken the lighter one out and not the heavier one.
That'll keep the excitement going 1 at a time.
The first man to compete in the stone run will be Kyle McGowan.
So Kyle is coming up first.
Once Kyle starts, it will be
That 180 stone looks quite small.
Jack.
Or is it just me?
Maybe because it's the furthest away.
Looks like a very small 180.
It actually does.
I'm just used to Jack stones. Jack stones are fucking massive.
Yeah, I think that the recent stones that Dave got here is a mimic of
Giants, yeah. Because as well, like a lot of lads will be used to Glen stones, and Glen stones are quite big. Like,
yeah, they're bloody huge. And that's one of the things, most of the majority of the stones that are in Ireland will be off the casts of blades and off the casts of ultimates.
So that's how anything can happen.
But a lot of the giant size stones are starting to filter in. I was offered a while ago, there was pallets that were coming in. To change the stones.
Richard Looney made ours, and he's not making stones and stuff, so like...
But I always believe, like, you see, if you could do my 180 in my gym,
that's it. You can do any 180.
You come in and do this one easy, you'll throw over there like it's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like, I always said that with training, like,
if you make things harder in training, it makes comp easier.
Make things harder. Don't make things the same, or don't
make it easier.
Phone drop down. Make things harder, and like the amount of guys that there is, like, strongman has grown massively, like, and it's brilliant to see. There's also like an element of like almost softness that's coming in. Like, people come into my gym set up for strongman, and they're like, do you have this bar? Do you have that bar? Do you have this? Do you have that?
Just lift
it. It's calibrated. It's this. And it's like, whoa, when do we become powerlifters? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, back
just
up.
Lift the damn thing.
You want to make that lift as hard as you can for yourself.
I was going to say, if you're looking for the easiest way to do something,
it's the wrong
this is not the sport for you. You're not going to go very far in it. Like,
when you go to turn up the competition, like what you were saying about your yoke and stuff and the conditions that you train in, and you turn up the comp, and you're wrong. You don't know exactly what you can do. You always want to turn up the unknown what you can do, because of your training has been so much more difficult than what the comp is.
And we've got Kyle McGowan out first.
I would say Kyle would be pretty disappointed with it. I believe Kyle's a much better athlete than what he's shown today, and he's much better potential. But hopefully he can finish off. Strongman, it's very common for like so many people. Like, I don't know any strongman who's turned up to every comp and put in a great performance. It just doesn't happen.
It's very difficult.
The body is too complicated to make that happen.
Quick shout out to everybody that is on the live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's huge amounts of support, and it means these competitions can keep happening.
Okay, can I put your hand on the bar? Let's go. Easy. 3, 2, 1, go!
just fumbling a little now with that lighter stone. These athletes are going to be so taxed at this point, like.
It's heartbreaking for him. It's so close.
Let's go! Come on, get it out!
Something like that really saps the motivation.
Just extended it a little bit too early and just not quite getting it up high enough.
Hoping, like, on the platforms it's going to get a grip on that edge, but you're not.
No, it's just going to bounce off it. Yeah. You need to get that right up over it.
You set it on top of the platform before you come over it.
And he will be very disappointed. Like, he is better than that. He definitely is.
And Kyle, this is why
Kyle is well able to do a 140 stone after a while, 100%.
I've
seen him rep a 160 stone, so like he shouldn't.
His whole I don't know. It's just one of them days, and like I don't think Kyle can look into much of the day and really analyse.
Yeah.
Body just wasn't right.
Just needs to move on.
Maybe look at stress, maybe look at nerves.
So next up we have Germany. To the lap.
Land it right.
Yeah, the time that was very struggling now to get the pick on this 160 stone.
Trying to get a little bit more tacky to work with.
They don't have a lot of time here, like they just have the 60 seconds, and so you don't want to waste too much time. There we go, that's a bit better.
Slapped fairly easily, but struggling to get that top.
Bit of damage to the yoke there.
5 seconds.
Let's give that last. A little bit of a bear hug.
Always the shoulder.
No fake weights in this competition.
I'm sure they'll be happy enough with his performance today.
That's solid performance, and like you said, through the whole day, he's been fairly consistent.
Yeah.
He's
Natural Worlds, I think, is the first strongman comp this year that he's actually put like a proper prep into.
Yes.
And that was only like a month and a half ago. So, and I think this would have been his next. So, like, finally made, I think, the decision to stick with strongman instead of powerlifting. So, he just needs a little bit more time actually training strongman specific stuff, getting a little bit more moves. So next up we have Dylan Doyle.
That's good. Needs to get good clearance in this game. He almost has to shoulder this here to get it over.
Wee basketball. Gets it onto the lap quite easy.
The lap is very, very good. It's just getting that pop.
And you can just see the tacky as well. It's just starting to slide.
Tacky is struggling. Kyle, I think, was struggling.
I think as well because it's kind of a difficult call to make because it is quite cold outside. So I think for a lot of the lads, they might not know what kind of
you can see the hands aren't particularly sticking to the stone. They're slipping off.
Felt Kyle seeing him.
Yeah, Kyle was the same. He just looking at the hands like these. They're just not working.
And now it's time for his brother.
Because a 120 stone should be like they should be firing that over. Yeah,
these guys.
They really should. I know obviously at the end of the day you'll be taxed and stuff, but a 120 stone still should be.
These guys pull these athletes out.
So now we have his brother Dean. Finally in one motion. The way it should be done.
Ian was just slipped out of
really good combat.
That worked perfect.
Onto the 160 stone now. We haven't seen anyone lift that 180 stone yet.
Again, the lap very easy.
And the fact that it's a wee bit smaller should suit Dean because he's a wee bit smaller.
It's just slipping.
Can't get the hips in. No, he just can't get the hips in.
He might go back in for this.
He has
got
time.
a little bit of time.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, but he'll have to be quick. No, it's not happening for him today.
So I think next up we should have Jack Harkin.
Next out is Big Jack Harkin.
Okay, and I am expecting now for us to show. Sorry?
Jared Buckley still in the league right now?
Yeah, we did a quick 3 stones, so.
Tacky is allowed. Use it to the best of your advantage.
Josh just taking his time, making sure that, you know, putting a wee bit of tacky on them bigger stones. Jack knows he's in shot at the podium here, so.
Yeah. He needs to make it perfect.
Yeah. He would be one of the stronger stone lifters here today.
He'll be expecting now to just put on a showcase. we have our platforms, whatever measurements he gave his dad built us his stone platform, and whatever measurements he gave his dad, they were so off. So they're literally like, they're about 4 inches taller than what they should be. And we just train to that. We're like, yeah. Like his highest platform is above his head.
He seems pretty confident there. He's going to get the floor.
He knows.
Yeah.
He can rep it too.
Brilliant work. And another one more. Easy work.
No issues at all, that's it. Solid, but tasty.
So it looks like it's going to be a good one. He's got it. Will you see the 180? I believe it was. I think that was the quickest yet.
Looks a bit faster than Jared's. That's actually
we might see
the lead as it is, but there's bigger guys, stronger guys to come with, so he needs the all four.
He needs this. The last little bit of effort for Jack. Further there.
It's been a big show, it's been a heavy show. To grind this out takes a lot of work.
And he's just not feeling it.
Just a bit of a tacky issue there. You can just see when he was squeezing the 180, his hands were just like his whole arm was just coming straight off.
A lot of people seem to be struggling with the tacky today.
It's weird weather because it's so cold outside, and then it is kind of like it's cold in here, but it's kind of warm with the people.
It's not half.
You don't know where the stones have been as well, for like where they've been stored.
So yeah, if they're really cold or vice versa.
The guys' kit bags would have been sitting basically outside at the showers, so their tacky would have been sitting there, you know.
Hence why they're really struggling to even get out of that.
Somebody sitting outside, keeping their stuff. That puts Jack in first place, beating the previous time by Jared by about 20 seconds. So it's a strong run. Jimmy Keegan, like this is his bread and butter.
Just not getting the balance right on that stone. And that's a better lift.
That's better.
That will be a slower time than Jack's. It's all down to whether he can do this. Possibly be the first athlete to lift this stone. And it just clears the ground.
So Jack's still in the lead there.
It has been a big day's competition. It really has. But it needs to be. It's a qualifier for strong.
I was going to say they're going to have to do this exact stone run to different heights as well. Like so, like that 160 is probably going to be a wee bit bigger, like a platform at Giants.
I would say what has caught a lot of these guys out, because you have to bear in mind this is the first time this company's been back in a long time, is the pace. I know Dave Warner wants these boys to be used to this pace before they go to Britain. And I don't.
The only other comp that would have been at this pace is Matty Costello's Strom Cup at the start of the year.
Chris, did you check that he used tackle today? Let me just check
This guy could surprise us.
That's easy work for him.
Basketball here, never mind for these Strongman stones.
Just launching them over. And another one by the looks of it.
If he gets this here, no harm. He's got it higher than anybody else got it so far.
That is extremely impressive.
Fast free.
He's got time here. And I feel like he might have lost it a little bit here.
It feels like it's a tacky again, but like if he couldn't get a fresh tacky, like I would say he'll hit that.
No, it's just slipping.
That's a fast free. We'll find out here in a minute.
I would imagine that was a little faster than Jack's.
Yeah, he's in. I'll just wait until it comes up. But I think he's in first though. Or no.
He's in first. Takes the lead in the 16:46.
Oh, that's 1 sorry.
16:46.
No, 13. Oh, no, sorry. Where's Jackson?
That's very impressive. Now we get to
That
see.
should secure him third place.
Let's see what Sean is able to do there. Tries to put it through.
A little bit messy there.
Ryan will be
Messy, but they're quick.
He can't do in this 160. He needs to clear it.
He needs to get this if he wants to win this comp.
I think that's probably the quickest time. I'd say he probably picked Rory there, but it's all about this stone. And he laps it. This is impressive. Oh, how did that go back down again? And he just needs to balance this stone properly. He's there. Come on, Sean. Come on, Sean. Wow.
That was a good stone run. It's good that he got that 4 stone. I don't think it's fast enough, but
it all depends on it.
Pa's weird with stones. Like sometimes he performs them, and sometimes they go really bad.
whenever Pa gets to the 4th, he'll know he'll have to go.
Yeah.
Sean doesn't know if he has to go. Pa didn't have to. He got to the 4th. That's good. But Pa knows now that he can't sit and wait in that 4th. He needs to just go for it.
This has definitely built up a really impressive showdown here. It's all down to this lift, and there was 1 point in it, so he has to beat him on this.
He needs to point it on the back now. He leads by 1 point.
Yeah.
Sean
Pa needs to win this.
Has to win it.
With only Pa and Wyatt left to go. So it's
There's a lot riding on this for Pa as well, just personally, but obviously the competition as a whole.
If I was Pa right now,
just walk up and get a burger.
the nerves will be destroying me.
I can only imagine.
All comes down to this.
Easy first stone.
Has to be easy first stone.
Yeah.
Not as fast as Sean though.
Needs to do the batter.
This is a decent lift. It's all down to this one. He just can't get the balance just yet.
Hasn't lapped it yet.
No, he's struggling with the balance.
I think he has time. But he needs to go now. He can't wait any
I do
longer.
think he has time. He's just
I don't think he has any more time.
He's not looking comfortable there.
First 3 was so perfect.
Again, looking at the tacky, he doesn't look.
No, he's definitely slower than Sean here, so I think he won't have anywhere else. Man.
I need to wait to the points to double check, but
That
would be the fastest for me. Sean was the only one to get the 4th.
I don't know, I think Rory could have been a wee bit quicker.
I think Rory was
Sean was the only one to get the 4th. It'll depend how fast.
I think Pa will come in 3rd place there. I would imagine Rory was very quick.
He was the second, or he was the quickest 3 stones.
Where the hell is he?
Pa was
13:23 there.
okay, so it was around there.
Yeah. So if I'm not right, they should be joint points.
They are
The joints.
Yeah.
Now I am
what's
They
the
probably
only
will
sure
be.
of the rule of this.
What's the new
I'm
rule of
assuming
that?
it
used
comes
to be
down to
the-
stones.
We're looking at a confused Dave Warner there. Maybe he's trying to remember
Generally, it comes down to
What was
stones.
remember the last?
It is. Starting stones.
Yeah.
So Sean Dillon,
Is our new Ireland's strongest
the
man.
official strongman, Ireland's strongest man.
That was a very, very impressive performance. Now, the only man to get the 180 over. How you feeling about that?
And he's doing an interview with Dave at the moment, and then we will get him on for a chat on the live stream.
Everyone wanted their interview with Sean Gillen, now they're going to get
They're
it.
going to get it.
Well, that's brilliant, mate. We don't actually need to check the scores, but we have work to before we announce anything. But I'll see you in the podium. We're just going to do the scores, guys. Get the podium and the other trophies. And we're going to get the winner is going
Sean, you're after winning the Stones there now, another event win. How are we feeling after that one?
Yeah, feeling good. Feeling very good. Came down to the wire, me and Pa, a point on it, so I didn't have a choice. I needed to win the Stones to get what I wanted, so yeah.
You're a happy man going home?
I am, especially this comp, a bit of a surprise for me. Didn't have a lot of time to kind of prepare for it. It was just jump in, but yeah, look, as soon as it became an option, I was in. The plan was always to do the work and get that Britain's Strongest Man invite, so hopefully we've done enough.
Strong is strong, Sean, innit?
That's it. I always prepared.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And you can just tell what that means from there. What a result. God, that's been a dramatic...
It was always going to be.
It was
always going to be a dramatic day. Like, I am actually so glad that it became so fine at the end. Do you know what I mean? It shows the calibre of both athletes. Sean came here, and it's like, it's the fantasy story for strongman type of years. He came here, flew over 2 weeks ago from Australia, he wanted the Ireland Strongest Man ticket, he wanted the golden ticket to Giants Live. He came here, and I can tell you now, he's from Northern Ireland, and the people in Northern Ireland did not know who he was. Very, very few people know. They know who he is now. Like, he's Ireland's strongest man. And fair play to the big man. Like, he sacrificed so much to make this happen, and now he's made it happen for himself. That is the fairy tale story that every strongman wants to hear, wants to see. And everybody planned that with it. Turn around and say, well done, big man, you made your sort of dreams come true. Fair play.
Yeah, it's well deserved, very well deserved.
Oh, well deserved, yeah. It's been such a dramatic story because obviously a late entry just coming into the comp a few days ago, and everything that went with that, and then we didn't know if Pa was going to compete, so Pa came in last minute, and he's here today. It's just, like you said, it's for entertainment value in strongman, you don't get much better than that. It's been incredible.
And can we talk about Rory O'Hagan? The fact that he is
very true.
Third?
Unbelievable.
It's seeing that wee lad has so much potential and so much future ahead of him, and he's doing all the right things. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing you would look at Rory and saying you're making mistakes here, kid, and the rest of it. No. He's doing the right things. He just needs to be patient, just needs to be smart, just needs to buy his time, and you know, he reminds me of another like Matthew McCoy. Do you know what I mean? I can't foresee Rory ever being the biggest strongman in the world, but he has all the potential to be Ireland's strongest man one day.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. He just needs to keep the head down, keep working, stay consistent, be patient, which is the hardest thing to do in strongman. Just be patient, trust the system, and he will be Ireland's strongest man one day. He's an incredible athlete,
The performance there that he's put in is second to, like, that was incredible, second to none.
And I know he's a good athlete. I know what he's capable of, and then he does it, and I'm still surprised.
Yeah,
I think it's just the age is one of those things you don't expect it.
The age and the inexperience, like the fact that he's only in this sport.
He keeps himself very calm for his age,
very well.
Nothing phases him. Like it's ridiculous, really. He wanders about. We were saying during it halfway through, he was just wandering around eating Rice Krispie bars. If he was
just chill as anything, like.
I hope again, just to repeat myself a little bit, but I truly hope you've enjoyed this afternoon and the feats of strength that you experienced. Have you enjoyed
as Dave is just saying his thanks to the spectators, I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who's tuned in on the live stream. Really appreciate it. It's giving these athletes a sort of platform to show their abilities. So thank you so much, because without you guys, there'd been no live stream, and nobody would actually get to see this. So it's fantastic.
It means a lot. It helps us put these shows on.
Maybe grab a quick interview with Dave at the end of this here before we sign off.
Might try and get an interview with Dave, and if possible, I might try and get Sean on as well.
Yeah,
get the two of them on and we'll have a chat. We're just going to have the award ceremony very, very shortly.
Strongman as a sport. Hopefully you're all going to get on board and enjoy what's coming this Christmas. I'm totally biased. I'm sort of Giants Live all the way, but we've had a brilliant season this year, and this year of shows coming up to World's Strongest Man is going to be fantastic. And World's Strongest Man, I was lucky enough to be there, lucky enough to have my referee shirt on at the World's Strongest Man competition, and it is an amazing competition. You want to see the kit that they have thrown out this year. So hopefully you'll be able to sit back and enjoy that. But until then, you're going to see a new champion come today in this show, and you will see this man on TV next year. Not this year, so because he's doing 2024 Britain's Strongest Man, and that will be his chance to get through to the 2024 World's Strongest Man stage. So without further ado, I'm going to get my scores and we'll have our guys out and give the trophies.
The book finished on the 7, 42.5.
So, just get the last bits right now. Here we go. Folks, in 10th place, if he's still here, wants to come out and wave at us all, was Kyle McGowan with 12 points. Are you there, Kyle? He might not be, he might be packing up. Hold on, Kyle. In 9th place, here he is. All right, Kyle. We're looking for you there, go watch him, and well done, mate. You put a great performance, so thank you for turning up the show. Yeah, we'll get a nice picture of everybody. In 9th place, winning 18.5 points, we had Dylan Doyle. Dylan still here. Well done, Dylan. Everybody had their little moments today. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Well done, mate. Pleasure having you here. Thank you so much. In 8th place, with 21 points, Chair Buckley. There it is, big Chair, well done, got the shirt back on. Thank you, Chair, for competing. Great show, well done, well done. And in 7th place, I hope he's still here. He had to pull out through injury, but I know he'll come back bigger, better, and stronger than ever. My big friend, Kevin Green! He'll come back bigger and better. Always been. He's coming back. Next year, watch this space. 6th place, we have Dylan Doyle with 27 points. Well done, my friend. Great having you up here. Thank you. I know you trained really hard for this. And in 5th place, putting in a solid performance here, Big Jack Hawkins! I'm not struggling on a phenomenal athlete. Well done, big guy.
Still covered in tacky. Oh, I don't care.
I've been covered in worse than tacky, mate. Don't be worried. Bring us to 4th place, fighting it out every inch of the way. The 105 sensation that is Matthew McKeegan with 29.5 points. Well done, Matthew. Solid performance as ever from Matthew. And then flashing in with a couple of lightning events on the super yoke and again on the stones and pulling back a whole heap of points and finishing on the podium in 3rd place we have Ray O'Hagan. Okay, so going to have our final two there in the background. Have we got Pa and have we got Sean Gillen? Okay, gentlemen, just to let you know, these two guys, more battle, more performance, more show, unreal athletes. And the way it fell on the stones, as you know, Pa was just 1 point in front, and it left his score sheet reading with Pa O'Dwyer with 42.5 points, and Sean Gillen with 42.5 points. You couldn't write that, but anyone else who wants to check those points out is more than welcome. The unfortunate truth for Pa is, based on Giants Live scoring rules, the winner of the final event takes the win. That's how it will go today. So, Pa, please give him a massive round of applause. A real performance. I know everybody prepped for this show. Well done, mate. I'm going to do the second place trophy there, please. Well done, Pa. And bear in mind, equal points. And the gold trophy here. Going to the man. How many event wins? 3. Did I give you all that money? I've still got some in my pocket. I forgot about that. So a massive round of applause for our champion today and securing his invitation to Britain's strongest man, Sean Gillen. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time, let's hear it as he steps on the podium. I think it's had his picture taken here. There we go. One last cheer for our champions. Welcome, thank you. And folks, thank you very much again for your support of Strongman, and for your support of these men here. They are what keep us watching Tingle at Christmas, in my opinion. Lads, well done. Everybody, safe home, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you again for supporting this show. We've had a fantastic afternoon. Thank you.
And stay with us now. We are just going to have a quick chat with Ireland's new strongest man. just give him a second. He's had a big day, so we're just going to give him a moment to put the headset on there.
Somebody's standing on the cable there. Maybe I've got the wrong headset on, have I?
Oh no, it's around your chair. Down the bottom.
Is that?
Yeah. Mike. There we go.
There we go. Now we can move.
More technical difficulties there. So, a huge welcome to the new official strongman, Ireland's strongest man. Thank you very much for joining us, Sean. How are you feeling?
Good, very good. Tight battle, very tight battle, right down to the wire. Look, to be honest, after I took the dip in the deads, I had a lot of work to do after that. I think I managed to gain like 5 points on me or something.
That's right.
So, wasn't the position I wanted to be in, but it was the position I was in, so I decided to dig deep and make it happen.
There was, I believe it was 5 points after the deads, and that's an incredible gap to manage to claw back. That was a really great effort.
Yeah, look, I think through obviously competing for a bit now and then competing at some of the different levels of shows, I think you learn the ability to park that up after the event. It is what it is. It's already happened. You can't change it. There's no point in dwelling on it. I think it's very important to get into that mindset and then just move on to the next event. I knew I'm pretty fast under a yoke, and I knew stone should be relatively good for me. So I just parked up the deadlift and moved on.
And Dave, you must be so pleased with today. That was an epic competition.
I think it was. It took me aghast a little bit. I was just amazed by so many perform. Not only this big man here. I mean, he was phenomenal. But I kind of had a feeling it was going to be that anyway because of the information I'd had crammed into me in such a short space of time. But sorry, but a star of the show for me today was young Rory.
I was just going to say, how big of a surprise was that?
Said nothing and just came up out of nowhere, finished up on the podium.
100%, phenomenal. Like. And I mean this with the utmost respect. Like you look at Rory amongst the lineup, and if you were foolish enough to discount people or whatever, you could easily do it. Yeah. And like today, phenomenal performance.
Phenomenal. Yeah, he really he moves so well, and his explosiveness on the stones really threw him up there as well. His
massive.
Was very,
16 seconds. He did the 3 stones, which was lightning fast. That was incredible work.
Yeah.
You've got the ticket to Giants Live. I know that was a huge goal of yours.
Hang on. I've got another ticket to give him there. There you go. I owe you that, mate. So I don't want to go home. I don't want you chasing after me.
Oh, I thought you were buying the drinks later on.
That's it. It's all gone now.
But what does this mean to you to get that ticket to the Giants Live?
Oh, it's massive. And to be completely honest with you, it wasn't something that was on my radar this year. To have that box ticked. It was very much something that I had set my eyes on for next year. I decided earlier in the year when I qualified for log championships that I wanted to go there, and I wanted to press that 200 log. And then when the opportunity came up to qualify for the Magnus Classic, which is coming up next weekend, I went hard all in there because the two comps kind of lined up, and I thought if I'm going to spend time overseas or I'm going to spend time in Europe, I want to do as much as I can because I want people to know who I am when I left there.
Yeah.
As soon as this was put in front of me and we had a chat and it was the thing that could come up, man, I've been pinching myself ever since, because, like I said, getting an opportunity to even, go for a ticket like this wasn't even on the radar, and to sit here now today and have ticked that box, it's phenomenal.
It's been a bit of a crazy week for you. New Irish log record and now Ireland's strongest man.
It's mad. It's absolutely phenomenal. Big week, a lot of momentum. I got to carry that through in the next weekend now, I suppose.
And Dave, obviously, this huge success. Will this just drive it on for next year, for the comp next year?
Well, my goal this year with this show was to keep it tight, but make it look as good as we could. And fortunately, with these fantastic athletes, I think we've managed to pull it off. And I'm very, very blessed because the guys that come to help me are just so good. You know, they're all stood there waiting for those bits and pieces to get out of the way so they can clear this away from me before they go home, you know what I mean? And they've been an amazing bunch. And it's the first time some of these guys have actually helped through a show, and they've been brilliant. I can't speak highly of them.
A lot of these guys have come over from the UK. Am I right that they've come over from the UK? Oh no, they're over here, sorry.
No, these are all my
they are your guys.
Some of the guys trained with me in my little strength room down there, which is where the guys have been warming up. That's my little dungeon, if you like, where we do our strength work. And they're just mad keen strongman fans. So for them to stand next to the likes of this guy and Pa and Matthew and Rory and Big Jack and all those phenomenal guys, Killian, all these guys, it's just a treat for them. You know, they love it.
I feel like it's one of the things in this country where we don't sort of realise how amazing our athletes actually are. We sort of take them for granted a little bit.
I totally agree with that statement, and I've always said there's a lot more talent here that people actually get the chance to see at the right level. I think what we need is a coordinated, organised effort, structured, so people can see exactly what we have and create some real life opportunities. And hopefully we do that through Official Strongman. That would be my goal. Official Strongman has done it all over the world. Some people don't like the idea of online qualifiers, but see this bag man here, you know, living and working in another part of the world, he can do an online qualifier and 100%. Get himself noticed, you know. And where you're going to find people, I mean, although he wasn't found through Official Strongman, we take Iron Bibby for example. Where's somebody Burkina Faso going to get seen?
Oh, that's it, you know, and that's something that, like you just said, the likes of the show and really pushing this and getting a good level of talent and building it to something big. Yeah. That's where these things are phenomenal. And like you said, the online qualifiers, like that's something I know in Oz that we use a lot, especially for anything outside of it, because we're so far away. It's very rare that we get an opportunity to go in person and qualify for anything overseas, because just the cost involved of them actually running something out there. Yeah. Now, in fairness, in the last few years, the guys have been working very hard to get affiliated with different international comps with the intention of letting people the opportunity to qualify in person. Yeah. And it's getting better and better, and it's growing. And I think myself and there's quite a few other guys that have broken on to the international scene as kind of proof that that's a thing. You know, I was able to qualify for Log Champs and Magnus within Australia.
And the big question, will we have another Irishman at Worlds next year?
Well, I suppose that weight rests on my shoulders now, doesn't it?
Pressure's on.
I did make a comment to you after the interview the last day to say that I was going to bring the tricolour back there. So
yep.
it's a big statement to live up to now.
But it's you know, if you don't fan that flame, you can never burn bright, can you? You know what I mean? You've got to get on and do it.
100%.
There's a lot of people sit around and talk about competing and critique a lot of what goes on. I personally don't have a great deal of time for that type of a person. If somebody wants to say something to mid-contest or something, if they're here competing, I'm all ears. But if you're sat at home...
An armchair sort of thing,
it's not really my thing. I'm too old-fashioned for all that nonsense. And, you know, to get off your ass, come here and put it out there. Whether you come first or whether you come last, I have the same amount of respect for each and every athlete there.
Like some of the lads here, that Joe Buckley, people like that are coming, and they're looking sort of podium, but they're not looking to particularly win because they know their own sort of situation.
I think their hope is that they're going to be able to shine and do that, you know, just move forward and shine in the sport a little bit. And everybody has shone a bit today. I think everybody's had a spectacular. Well, you've had a few spectacular events. You know,
just one or two,
and a few little shocks. Some people just not maybe things going quite the way they thought they would do. I've tried my hardest to keep the pace of this show fast, and there was reason behind that. I'm not just desperate to get to the pub. I'm desperate to make people realise what it's like to compete with Giants Live.
Yes.
Giants Live shows are renowned for their speed of pace, and you need to be able to keep up with that. So one thing I'd recommend for you for the Brits is maintain that fitness level.
Yeah, look, 100%. I think I got my first introduction to fire in January this year and on the AS International Pro Show, and we were running to a stringent stream schedule. And that was a big eye-opener. Like, I had come from comps that started 11 o'clock in the morning and run to 5, 6 in the evening, you know. Yeah. Excuse me. Them kind of comps, and then I landed in the middle of that, and it was just like boom, 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 boom. And that was something I came away from there. I didn't quite get the result that I wanted at that comp, but I came away from there, and I was like, you need to be fit, you need to be able to move, and you need to be able to deal with minimal warm-ups, because the reality of the situation is it's not the ideal situation at every comp, and we understand why they're fast-paced. You know, these things are running to time schedules. We're running with the intention of getting these things televised and stuff. We have to be able to move fast.
Yeah.
I think the one question that has been answered today is the big fella can move. The big fella can definitely move.
I made that statement on that interview, and I was like, geez, hopefully what I call moving, classes is moving here. But yeah, look, that's something, as I've gotten bigger, it's something I've always put a fair amount of effort in, because like, there's no good in just being big and strong if you can't move. The name of the game here is we got to be able to move.
Yeah.
And I would like to just shout out one more time for the sponsors, because I know they've been a huge help for you. If you want to give them a shout out there.
Unbelievable, yeah. Well, you know, first and foremost, GEHQ, the gym here, they support everything I try to do. They're an unbelievable bunch. Anything to do with, you know, strength, we run all sorts of stuff in here. With high rocks running in here, with CrossFit running in here, with all sorts of stuff.
I was saying this earlier, literally you could come in and you go, oh, this is the gym, and then suddenly there's a huge big room with a boxing ring out the back, and then there's another area. It's just never ending.
I'm just so lucky because I only live across the road, and I honestly, it's just like sometimes I pinch myself, it's just here, you know. But no, I'm very lucky, but they're always very supportive of me. But also big shout as well, Matthew McKeegan, he stepped on board, he sponsored one of the events there for us today, which he'd no need to do, but he's very passionate about the sport, and I know he coaches a lot of people, so you know, he put his money where his mouth was, and he backed me up, so thank you, Matthew, for that.
And a great result today for him as well. He did. He'd be a bit disappointed, but I think
Matthew's always disappointed unless he's on the podium. He's just a competitive animal, and he is a total athlete, and one thing about Matthew is he's incredibly professional in the arena. You know, the way he conducts himself and how he does everything. He knows what's what, so he does a good job there. But also HR Labs, which was introduced to me again by Matthew, so thank you, Matthew, and thank you so much, HR Labs, for supporting the event. All the lads got a little tub of protein there, and they've helped us with a few pounds to help run the show today, so I really am very grateful for their support. Thank you.
Perfect. And a big shout out to everyone that did tune in on the live stream. Thank you so much for watching, guys, because we want to give these lads a platform to be seen and to be appreciated, and that's what you guys are doing.
Platform of that.
Reinforced, yeah.
Okay, settle down.
But thank you very much for joining us today, and congratulations again to Ireland's new strongest man. Well done.
Thank you, boys. Pleasure. Thank you very much.